La 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 la. Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to a very festive XBL Christmas Party Podcast. Joining me tonight, I'm a Ghostbuster. We have Sentinel, we have BmG, and we have the resident letdown, TheGinna Gaming. How are you doing, gentlemen? Are you excited for tonight and all that fun stuff?
I'm excited for how smooth it's going to go.
Very excited.
Fucking train wreck is what it's going to be.
It's going to be an absolute shit show. Brought to you by TheGinna Gaming.
Simple system would have worked well, and Jinna fucks it.
We're like when you pass a car crash, you can't help but look at it. We're not going to have some random guy come on and be like, Bill Clinton. We're going to be good. It's fine. It's all good.
I've only ever had one wanker on the show.
It's true. Actually, no, we've got one on every week. Until you, every now and again, you're ill. So we haven't always got a wanker on the show.
I like BMG. Don't be so harsh to him.
So, what have you guys been playing? Sentinel, you take it away.
I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors. I'm still working on my playthrough on PlayStation 5 of Mass Effect The Legendary Edition. They gave it away at the beginning of this month with PS Plus, and yes, I have it on Xbox, but I'm a Mass Effect guy, so I'm halfway through Mass Effect 2 right now. So I'm kind of held hostage until I finish it.
Oof. Fair dues. Ash, what have you been playing? Lots?
No, do you know what? Yet again, I've got me very well. Family's got me very well. So I haven't been playing a lot. I played a bit of High on Life yesterday. That's quite fun. Quite enjoy that. It's not anywhere near as bad as people are saying, but it's nowhere near as good as people are saying, in my opinion, as well.
I agree. It's right in the middle, isn't it?
It's all right. It's about 7 out of 10. It's all right. Like, it's fun. It's adequate in gameplay, but it's a pretty repetitive. And I get sick of hearing the people talk over and over again and again and again. If
I don't mind that.
Like, trimmed down slightly, it'd probably be better. But it's not a bad game in like any sense. But it plays like a 360 game, which is a good thing. What else have I been playing? Assassin's Creed Valhalla still, and a few sort of smaller games. Been playing on my Switch a bit. So, but other than that, yeah, it's been a quiet week. This is like tomorrow is my last day of work for the year. So I've got masses of games ready to play, and apparently the countdown sale starts on Xbox tonight. So nice. I'm hoping to pick up some of the more newer games that I haven't picked up yet as well. But we'll see what happens there.
Cool. BMG, what have you been playing?
Well, I finally finished God of War Ragnarok after many weeks of getting on here and there. Absolutely brilliant game. Ends, amazingly. Brilliant game, very emotional. I loved it. I'm glad to have it done out the way now and maybe come back to some of the other stuff in the future. On the Xbox side, again, I jumped onto High on Life. That game is fucking hilarious. That knife is the best weapon you can have. Let me stab his fucking guts out, motherfucker. Take me near that fucking fat bastard and let me stab him in the fucking gut. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. That is just what I needed to, just to cheer me up through the week. It's hilarious. And yeah, it's not a 10 out of 10 game. I agree with Ash. It's about 7 out of 10, but the fun-wise is just, if you like Rick and Morty and you like that sort of sense of humour, you will love this game. It's on Game Pass. Highly recommend playing it. Even if it's something you've not watched, not tried before, you'll just piss yourself laughing. It's that good. And other than that, I jumped into a bit of The Witcher 3. Now the update dropped yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
That game is gorgeous. It was beautiful anyway, but with this 4K 60 frames, it just looks absolutely amazing. You can tell they put a lot of detail into it. From everything from the very start, even like the characters' faces, animations, the world looks absolutely beautiful. If no one has played The Witcher 3 yet or haven't played it for a long time, I highly recommend jumping into it because it's a beautiful game. Very beautiful
game of the generation, in my opinion.
I would say
game that came out on the Xbox One.
I would say, and when you get to see, is it Triss? You get to see her 4K 60 frames buttocks. You'd be like,
I was always a
sorry, my table's
man.
my table's gone a bit wobbly here.
Yeah, I've heard it doesn't do well with ray tracing on. Apparently, it drops below 30 a lot. But I'm tempted to go back to it because I wanted to see what it's like on 60 FPS. I believe they've got a performance mode now, haven't they? So
yeah, you can rather play it with ray trace 4K 30 frames, or you can play it in 60 frames with upscale to 4K. And whether you flick between either or on the Series X or the Series S, it just looks beautiful, amazing game, and can't recommend it enough. And it's so cheap at the moment. In the UK, in the EU, you can pick it up for around about £8, €8 roughly. So, and that's Game of the Year edition as well, so you get the content.
if you use our Aniba link and buy it from Argentina, it's like £2 or £3. So
I picked up an Aniba a few months back for £1.50 with the Game of the Year edition. I've not played it. But I thought for £1.50, I'm going to buy this and keep it for whenever I want to play it. So there are links in the description if you do want to support the channel with getting some Aniba games. You can get UK, worldwide, Argentina, Turkey, anywhere basically. So and every console you can get PlayStation and Switch codes. I got a UK Switch online membership. Same, I sent a handful of quid, which is always nice. So
Ginna, what have you been playing when you've had time from mugging old ladies?
I've been playing a bit of Vampire Survivors as well. Love that game.
On mobile?
Fortnite. You are, sorry?
Have you been playing it on mobile?
No, on my Xbox. Hardcore Series X to run that, really push the limits. I've been playing Fortnite since the update. Jumped on with a few friends the other night. It's been a good laugh on that. Much better since the update with all like the perks and augments and stuff that added. Really, someone should really run through and do an update on things that have changed. And then I've been playing.
Yeah. Did we have a show that was dedicated to that?
Nah.
Wasn't
And I've been playing Marvel
Fridays
Midnight
or something?
Not played it
Marvel
since you played it with me.
I can't remember who hosted it. Who hosted it?
I think it's Fabio.
Only made it in 2 episodes, didn't it?
Fabio had at least made a few more episodes, definitely.
I'm waiting for the Fabio cut of the first 2, and then I'll make a third. And then, I've been playing Marvel Midnight Suns. So I've been playing that for the last week, and I've put about 45 hours in already. And that game is amazing. It's a weird game. It's not the best at anything. There's games that do each element of it better, but overall, this game is just tits, and it's so addictive. I can't stop playing it. So that's me.
Fair dues.
Sorry, I did forget to say as well, with The Witcher 3, obviously PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S received an optimized patch. Luke's just reminded me in the chat. Yeah, they also released a patch for the PC, so you can make it look even more amazing. So if you are a PC player, definitely check it out as well.
Absolutely. Easily, The Witcher 3 is my game of the generation. I thought that game was phenomenal across the board, not just on gameplay, but storytelling, lore, graphics at the time. It was just an incredible game. Definitely go back to it if you haven't played it already. What have I been playing? I've been playing High on Life. High of Life? I can't remember. Is it High on Life, isn't it?
High on Life.
I love the comedy. I think the humor's fantastic. It's Justin Roiland in it. Everything he does is fucking hilarious. It was a little rough around the edges when I started playing it. Obvious, stuttering and shit. I didn't find it too smooth when I started playing it originally. It's been patched now and it's been a lot better. Some of the achievements are bugged and don't unlock, which sucks. So I need to go back and play it for a second time, which isn't a hard shit, to be fair. I mean, I am enjoying it. There are some really funny bits in it. Some really fucking over-the-top bits in it. If you haven't played it, give it a go. The Metacritic is... Everybody's shitting on it, but it is a fun game. It is a good game. It's just... It's not COD, is it? So
Did you get your bottle of alien cum?
I did. I'm still carrying it. I'm going to carry it right to the end. Fucking brilliant. So yeah, that's all I've really been playing. I'm playing some COD as well, trying to finish out the Battle Pass. Only got a bit left to do on that. Been enjoying Shipment 24/7, which came in yesterday with the Season 1 Reloaded patch, along with a new gun and some other bits and bobs. But yeah, that's about it for me. That's all I've really been playing.
Yeah, my missus was all over Shipments yesterday. She was loving it.
It's great.
It's a really good recreation of it. Yeah, it's pretty accurate to the old one, and it just looks beautiful.
And to be fair, like a lot of people didn't like the Vanguard one. They complained about it a lot, but this one's getting quite good praise, so that's good. So before we get into like the nitty gritty, let's just say hello to everybody in chat. We've got Side Quest during the Apocalypse. We've got, I love that fucking name, by the way. We've got Darren here. We've got Muppet. We've got Masuko. Who else? We've got Creepy Dead Dolly. Hello, love. We've got, that's it. Oh, Thimber. Of course, Thimber's here. Thimber's always here. He's part of the furniture. So yeah, this is not going to be your typical XBL show. We're not going to do topics. We're just going to have a chat.
Did you miss Luke Steele?
Luke Steele. Shit, I did.
No.
Luke Steele.
There we go.
Sorry, buddy. I only saw the one comment. So yeah, let's get into the Game Awards, the XBL Game Awards. I'm looking forward to seeing this shit show unfold. TheGinna's made it as complicated as possible, so let's get into it. Take it away,
We
Ginna.
gave democracy a chance this time, so instead of it just being here's 5 games, choose what you want, we went all out and it was send me a list of your 10 favourite games you played this year, numbered 1 to 10. Whatever's number 10 on your list gets a point. Whatever's number 1 gets 10 points, and then the rest fill in between. So between us 5 and Fabio, who couldn't be here because we didn't invite him, what we did was we had 60 votes for games. We took the points that they got and put that into a table to get what is the XBL Game of the Year. So it might not be any of our favourite games of the year, but as a collective, this was our favourite game or most liked game amongst us. That's the idea behind it.
It is only Xbox games, though, isn't it? Because if fucking these two are voting for PlayStation games and none of us have played them because we don't have a PlayStation,
oh, yeah,
it's not going to work.
PlayStation's not going to do well. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But likewise,
therein lies the problem.
If you said to me, okay, you have to choose from these 5, Horizon, Stray, God of War, something else, and one Xbox game, I would choose the Xbox game because I would have played. I'm not going to vote for something I haven't played, and that's where the beauty of this is. We're only voting.
Are you telling me?
We didn't say 5.
I am willing to put money on the fact that BmG said God of War was his game of the year.
Yeah.
How much we put on it? I got
20
the
quid on
evidence
it.
here as well.
It's that
I bet you can't guess my number 2.
Ghostbusters,
Marvel Snap.
Marvel
Fuck
Snap.
you.
Yeah.
Darren Midnight Suns is like XCOM meets Marvel with a little bit of deck building and some other stuff chucked in. It's fantastic. A review will be on the channel one day. I might just do a review now.
One day.
If we wait till I finish, that's going to be weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, do a first impression review where it's like you've done 40 hours. That's a good enough spot to do a review of, in my opinion.
You'd be better doing it as a short, then that way you know you're guaranteed to actually do it.
Yeah, but
I think he should do the review whilst we're all watching him, so then we know he's done the review.
Publishers don't like it when you do a short instead of a proper review, mate. That's the problem. They want the money's worth.
So what we're going to do, we're all going to talk for our top 10 games of the year that we submitted, and at the end, I'll say what won, and I've even split it into genres to keep Ash happy as well.
Are we doing it going round one at a time? Like, we all do
all of our
10,
number 10?
We'll do our
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, do all
that
our
way.
10s, then our 9s, because otherwise it's just going to be one person talking forever.
Yeah.
Right,
It's worth noting that we chose these games based on time played and enjoyability playing them. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not going to be your fucking generic God of War wins everything fucking kind of show. It's our own personal opinions based on the games we played this year and how we've enjoyed them and how much time we spent playing.
If God of War wins, can I do an 8-minute speech?
Yes,
You can, yeah.
If it wins,
you can.
We'll allow it.
Yeah.
If God of War wins, you can fucking do an 8-minute serenade of your favourite song.
To Jim Ryan.
to Jim
To be
Ryan.
fair,
So-
if God of War wins this game of our combined game of the year, then Jim Ryan will come and fucking pull you one off because you've upset the whole thing.
It's fixed, I tell you, it's fixed.
So if we go round then, should we start at Redders and go clockwise?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
just go
And
round-
choice
go
was. Do you
round
need me
the
to
board.
remind you what yours was, Redders?
What? No, I got him here. I'm
Go on
ready.
then. Go.
Oh.
10.
Number 10, we have Saints Row. I didn't hate it so much that it didn't get a spot in the top 10. I didn't love it so much that it deserved to be higher up. It was something's got to go here. Fuck it, Saints Row. It was one of those kind of votes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought about Saints Row. I basically went through how I did mine was I went through like my true achievement list and went, I've played these games. I'll lay, and then I sort of like Jenga'd them into the best position, and then I just culled everything I didn't fancy fitting. And Saints Row was one of those that made it into like the top 15, but it was sharply pushed away when I realised I had more than 10.
It gets an honourable mention. There.
It gets top 10.
Dishonourable.
I've played some other shit that I thought was worse this year, so it's okay in the top 10. It's not good any fucking higher. It doesn't deserve it.
Go on in,
There
Ash,
we go.
what's yours?
So I picked, if I've got this correct, I voted for Multiversus. Now, mainly that was just on the amount of time playing on it and that it was free at the time and it was fun. Now, originally I was going to put it higher, but then I remembered how grindy it is to get anything, how fucking janky it is with people just playing meta teams and you literally play the same sort of 2 fucking enemies over and over again because that's all people play. But if you played it for a laugh with friends, like when I was playing with Redders and Fabio and that, it was a good laugh. It was just a shame that once it released all of the XP and stuff, they nerfed a lot of it to make you grind more and stuff. However, they have added a Batman costume you can now get where he's got a fucking Rudolph nose and a Christmas sweater on. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's a good vote for it. But yeah, it's a fun Smash clone as such. But it's a Smash clone that has things I actually like in, like Batman and like Scooby-Doo and stuff like that. I just hope they pump more content into it because so far
They just
it's been
released
a bit
Black
slow.
Adam.
Yeah, they've released Black Adam and they've released a rock variant of Black Adam, so it looks like the proper film. And they've released a Game of Thrones map, but I feel like there should be more. Like, it's not like these are massive open worlds and stuff and 3D environments. It's a fucking fighting game map. You can pump out 2 a month. Come on, don't 343 me. Come on. I want some content. So that's why it's in 10. But it's good. But it's just not quite any better than that.
I'll go next, and if we're going clockwise, my number 10 is TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Great little arcade game.
Are you on about Shredders?
Shredders,
Ben?
yeah, that's the one.
Because there's been 2 Turtles games out this
Oh,
year.
the Shredders one, the good one.
Whoa, the other one.
Yeah, that's my number 10. It's a good game. I played it on that 24-hour live stream. Did it start to finish with 3 of my mates and enjoyed every minute of it. It's a great little game there. On to BMG.
My number 10 is is Elden Ring. I probably put about 10 hours into Elden Ring. Don't get me wrong, it's such a huge game, but it was first time going into that Dark Souls
Can I stop
genre.
you a second?
Yeah.
Your number 10 isn't Elden Ring because you added another game in and moved them all down one.
What's my number 10? Tell me what my number 10 is then.
Amazing.
2 Point Campus.
2 Point Campus.
Hey.
Well, what can I say about 2 Point Campus? Well,
Elden Ring is number 11 now. Honourable mention to Elden Ring.
Fucking hell.
well, clearly my list is wrong. I can't even remember what I said. Yeah, 2 Point Campus. It reminded me of playing back to Theme Hospital. I put hours upon hours into that. I love that game, and I kind of enjoy going back into 2 Point Campus. It was okay. I felt like there was still some stuff missing, and they were trying to just replicate the original game and didn't really do much new. But it does make the top 10 list because put some hours into it. Forget Elden Ring. I never said that. It's shit. But that is my number 10, 2 Point Campus. I fucking don't know what else is on my list.
I'll tell you each one before you go, all right?
That'll do.
And on to Sentinel.
Tunic. Tunic is my number 10. It was decent, kind of felt like Zelda on a Xbox, so it was cool.
Nice.
Now, if I can fill in for Fabio. Fabio chose Crossfire X.
For real?
Go on, BMG. Do your Fabio impression and tell us why Crossfire X was at number 10.
I played Crossfire X because I could milk a carton.
Milk a carton?
There was a guy called Carlton.
Brazil,
To be fair,
the guy that goes
Crossfire X
Carlton
was in my top 20. It just was near the 20. But
I'm in the loop still. How the fuck does Crossfire X get a top 10 of anything?
It's
You do a
not
top
a bad
10
game.
disappointments of the year. I chuck it in.
It's people were expected to play like COD and it doesn't. If you've ever played original Crossfire, it plays exactly the same as the Crossfire X does. It's great, but it's a very sort of like Korean style shooter. So
I like the campaign. The campaign was pretty good, just very short. Yeah.
Well, there's about 7 campaigns now. They keep adding them, don't they? They keep throwing new campaigns out. With fair play, they're pumping out maps and content in that. So
It's Remedy who makes the campaigns, isn't it? It's completely different. Well, they did the first 2. I don't know if they've done it after that.
No, they did a couple of them, and then the rest have been done by others.
Ah, okay. I haven't touched those ones.
Neither have I.
Right.
Pay for them.
Let's go on to number 9. We're on to Redder's number 9.
Number 9, I have Multiverses. I had a lot of fun playing it. Me and Ash had some. Well, at one point we felt pretty fucking unstoppable, didn't we? We were wrecking teams left, right, and centre.
For a good week, we felt good.
For a good week,
and then it felt bad.
What's funny is Redder's clearly enjoyed the time you spent together more than Ash did.
Yeah, I know, right? Bastard. No, actually, I love because I don't normally play with people online. Like, it's not something I really do. But I had a lot of fun playing that with Ash, and I thought we did really well for a while.
We did.
And then
we were fantastic, mate.
We started getting wrecked, and then we lost interest. So yeah, it gets number 9. I think it's a great game. I don't really like Smash Brothers styles games, but I like the DC Warner Brothers shit they got going on, which is really cool. But yeah, it's number 9 for me.
And on to Ash.
Mine was COD Modern Warfare 2. I actually quite enjoyed it, mainly more the multiplayer than the campaign. The campaign wasn't bad, but I preferred the Black Ops campaign to the Modern Warfare one. But it was a fun game, solid shooter, and like I say, yeah, it's COD and it doesn't feel terrible. It's not World War II with like laser dot sights and stuff. So yeah, all good there for me. It's hard to explain. My lower ones, I can't really give a lot of description. They get better from next one onwards. I can say a bit more about them.
Well, my number 9 was WWE 2K22. Best wrestling game they've made in years.
Came out last year,
they brought back the franchise, or be a GM mode, whatever it's called,
GM
and
mode.
that shit is like it's just cocaine. Like I can't get enough of it. It's crap.
That was
Didn't
my
it come
number
last
11.
year?
Yeah, I haven't even got an achievement for winning a game in career mode yet, because I've tried it and then I just switch it off and go back to GM mode and blast that. I love it. I'm so addicted to that. All that needs is a proper online multiplayer where you can just play with your friends. If they put it on the next one, then game over. I'm not playing anything else for a while. So, well, yeah, that's it for me. BMG, yours was Evil Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead. I picked that when it came out. I was excited for when it was announced. I like that idea of one person's playing the bad guy, and then you've got a team of others that are trying to escape, kill, or whatever. But it was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it. there was once you kind of got through, you've done the maps and you played the Evil Dead, or you played the the survivors, as you might want to call it. It just kind of got a bit boring. You were fine if you were playing it with a team of friends, like we all played together. In fact, I think that's the first time I actually played with the XBL crew, is when we played Evil Dead, and I stuck every car in the ditch. Even on the panel. That was it, yeah. And I think I stuck a car in a ditch, and someone else stuck a car in a ditch, and someone else stuck a car in the exact same ditch. It was fun. It was a fun game, but there just wasn't enough content there to keep me invested. But maybe one day I'll come back to it. But yeah, it does deserve a place in the top 10, just because it was a fun game that I played with friends and I had a really good time. So at the end of the day, that's what it's about. If you enjoy what you play, connect with people, have a good time, that works for me. So yeah, that gets number 9 on my list.
Then over to Sentinel.
Can I like that Hot Wheels expansion for Forza Horizon 5. I don't know if you can nominate that as a game, though.
Well, just for the sake of this, you did put Dying Light 2, and I don't want to change my formulas in Excel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Dying Light 2.
All right, it's locked in.
It definitely deserves number 9. It doesn't deserve any higher. Dying Light 2 was a disappointment, so yes.
It was. It didn't even
it was a disappointment, but it's in the top 10.
It's just because this year was so shitty as far as this year is so shitty as far as Xbox games go. So it was difficult putting together a top 10 list. It was.
I didn't think it was hard to put 10 together. It's just there weren't Xbox games for me. That's it.
Yeah,
they were just games. But there's been, like I say, there's been a lot of games out across all sort of.
And like games that I've played, like all the PlayStation games that came out, the heavy hitters, I haven't played them yet, so I'm kind of like, shit, I can't put them on the list.
Oh, so
of course you can, Sentinel.
The only
of course you can.
For God of War is BmG.
You could just do it. You've got to do it for the PSN Party Podcast team. Everything PlayStation.
You should have done that on your own podcast. You should have done your own top 10.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of disappointing, Fabio's number 9 was Overwatch 2.
Well, wow. I was running around and I had a gun and it squirted milk, so it gets a place on my top 10.
Do you know what I love about BMG doing the Fabio impressions? Fabio's no longer going to hate me now. He's going to hate him instead.
He'll say that Redders was the host and he allowed it, so he'll find a way to blame it on you.
Right.
Redders encouraged me.
That's why Redders didn't invite Fabio, so he could have BMG do it instead.
That's exactly what it is. Nothing to do with him being in college, man.
Now we're on to number 8. Not long to go. Redders, to you, kid.
So, number 8 for me was Evil Dead the game. And again, it's another one that I had a lot of fun playing with Ash. Did a couple of streams of it on the channel. If you missed them, you can always go back and give them a watch. We had a lot of fun with that game. And we had Timmy on, and we had BMG on, and it was just 4 of us all running around like fucking headless chickens. It was great. Great graphically. Gameplay was solid. Not many bugs. I thought it was a really good game. Definitely deserves to be in the top 10. Cool. I'm glad we sorted that.
Well, it's me. Sorry, I'm fighting people in Valhalla.
He's playing Xbox. That's what he's doing. He's very dedicated to the cause.
I've gone quite out here. So number 8 for me was Urban Flow. Now, Urban Flow is a game, like a puzzle game, where you basically have to stop traffic and start traffic. You basically control
traffic lights.
Just the flow of traffic, basically, across a variety of levels, across a variety of situations, and it was by a little publisher called Baltoro Games. I got it to review, but I played it for ages and ages. It's really fun. You can play it up to 4-player split screen, tons of levels. It gets harder and harder. Like, you've got like ambulances you've got to let through. You've got all sorts of stuff like trains and stuff you have to watch out for and everything like that. Really, really fun. If you like sort of a simple cheap puzzle game, then I highly recommend it. And it is on, I think it's on pretty much everything. You can currently, I hate to say that it's on Switch at the moment for 89p on sale till January. So you can get it on Xbox because that's what I played it on. But if you've got a Switch, you can save about 10 quid and get it for 89p. I mean,
Bargain.
yeah, exactly. So it's a fun little game. I definitely recommend trying it. It's hard to explain. You're literally just stopping and starting traffic, but it's stupidly fun and stupidly like you're like, I've got to do better. I've got to do better. And there's like endless modes and stuff, and then I feel like I'm just wasting my life doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. But yeah, I'm putting out the weirder games here that deserve a bit of a shout out. So there you go.
Fair dues.
Well, speaking of weird games, my number 8 was Scorn. I mean,
you just like
game.
Floppy dicks.
Yeah, well, yeah. Beautiful game, great atmosphere, fantastic to look at, fun puzzles to do as well. It's just the only thing that let it down was the combat. I would have rated this game so much higher if there was no combat at all, or that was just a bit more polished. I think that's the only area that the game's lacking. Everything else is fantastic on this. Really, really good game.
10 out of 10, full of cock.
Yeah. More cock than you can shake a cock at. BMG, yours was Sifu. Or Saifu, however you pronounce it.
Sifu. Yeah, Sifu, really, really good game. It's not made by a big developer. It's a second-party game, I think, to PlayStation. I think it's now on PC.
Looks great.
Martial arts, absolutely brilliant. It's got quite a good mechanic where you're literally, you kind of like a bit like a Metroidvania type thing, where you're going through. Every time you die, you get older and older. And the idea is you're trying to complete each level, each area as young as possible. But it's really fun. How they've choreographed it for the fighting is absolutely amazing. Again, deserves a place in in my top 10 because it is a fun game, and also on the PlayStation, it takes full advantage of the DualSense. So you really get to feel a bit more in the game, and it's and they are actually, I think they're introducing a new mode. I'm not 100% sure if it's out yet or if it's coming out soon, where you can actually make your own martial arts movie in game, which is quite fun, quite interesting. Yeah, and there's actually a mod. There's a mod. There's actually a mod. If you get it on PC, there is a mod where you can change your character, the main character you play, into Neo from the Matrix, and have everyone else be Agent Smith. It's really good. It looks really, really good. So, but yeah,
I read something that the team behind Sifu are now developing a John Wick game. Is that true?
Yeah, yeah. They are really actually looking into it. Yeah. So, and for what they can do. Yeah, it's. I highly recommend trying it. Obviously, if you haven't got PlayStation, pick it up on PC. It's a really, really fun game, and it deserves my number 8.
Nice.
Over to Sentinel.
My number 8 is Arcade Paradise. It's a smaller game, but it leans on the whole. It's basically for people that grew up, gaming in arcades. It's definitely gonna be something that you can resonate with, and it's like it's cool because you start out with a laundromat, but you gradually use all that money to upgrade with different types of arcades and like skee ball and shit like that. It's pretty cool. And it's like you don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but it's cool though. Some parts are a little grindy, but you break up some of the monotony that's in there with being able to play all these different types of arcade games. It's really cool.
Nice. It's one of those games I've wanted to get, and I just never got round to picking it up yet. So yeah, I'll probably end up grabbing it at some point soon because, like I say, it definitely appealed to me, the whole arcade side of it and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Fabio's number 8, another banger, Madden 2023.
Oh, I like when they pick up the ball and they run from one end to the other and they charge into other men with helmets. It deserves my number 8.
And on to number 7 with Redders.
Anyway. So number 7, I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Again, it's another one of those games I had a lot of fun playing with other people on. I think it was Fabio, Ash. Was it you, Jenna? I can't remember.
No, it was
Probably not me.
Timmy, wasn't it?
Axel Gaming, Timmy, and Shaddai. Actually, I think it was Shaddai who played with us.
Yeah, we had a good playthrough that day. We were right, lad.
Yeah. I think we played through the whole lot, didn't we? In one sitting.
Pretty much start to finish, yeah, through the whole sitting.
That's great. Fantastic little game. Pays great homage to the earlier games that came before it, and yeah, just really enjoyed it. That's all I can say about it, really. I want a 1K.
That's all I've got to say about that.
And that's all I got to say about that.
We're on 7 now, are we?
Yes.
So my number 7 is Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch remastered. I know it was released on other consoles in different years, but if the Keeleys can have a game in their game of the year that was a port onto a new system of an old game, then so fucking can I. And honestly, I really enjoy it. Do you know what? I've liked Ni no Kuni for ages. I bought it on the PS3 and hardly played it. And then I bought it on the Switch and never played it. But I was like, oh, I want to get that. It's never coming to Xbox. Then it finally came to Xbox, and I jumped in. And it's got great voice acting. It's got that Studio Ghibli aesthetic. It looks fantastic. Its cutscenes are beautiful. It's a very old school RPG style game, and I still haven't finished it, but I've put hours and hours and hours into it, and I've really enjoyed it. I will probably play it over Christmas, try and finish the story off. But yeah, really good. Highly recommend at least just play it on Game Pass if you're into if you like old school Final Fantasies and stuff like that. It's not turn based as such. You go into like battles, and you've got like a little arena you can run around, like a little area. So your attacks build up, so you can do.
Funny how your arms keep disappearing as you're throwing punches. You look like Rayman. It's his hands.
But yeah, so you can do that basically, and it's a really good game, and I'm glad it's finally come to Xbox. I'm looking forward to the second one, but hey, we'll see what happens basically. So
cool.
My number 7 is As Dusk Falls. Really enjoyed that game. It's really good. It's a weird art style because it's like really good backgrounds and settings, but then when the characters move, it's like they're drawn at different times and stuff. It's hard to explain, but it just really draws you in, and you get really into the art style really quickly. It's got a fantastic story. It's one of those ones where it branches off and you can choose who lives, who dies, what the outcome is, and everything like that. So it's got replay value. I really want to get my wife to play it, get Mrs. GINNA on there, but yeah, she just can't seem to get around to it. She won't get off COD, but I think she'd enjoy it. And I hope it does kind of tease at the end that there may be more stories to come in future. So I hope that is the case, because the first one they've done was fantastic.
Cool.
BMG, yours number 7 was Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yes, Jurassic World Evolution 2. Again, it's that park building management game with dinosaurs. I've always loved dinosaurs. I remember going to watch the original Jurassic Park. I loved Operation Genesis, which came out for the PC originally many moons ago. And I just loved it.
Why your head looks like a dinosaur egg?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And what's that? The dinosaur that does the headbutting. I like, I was like,
Percephalosaurus.
Yeah, whatever.
You know that.
I know, right?
How the
yeah,
heck would you know that?
It's that park management game. You got more stuff you've got to manage. Having the dinosaurs breaking out and stuff like that. So, and I really enjoyed playing it with the time I had with it. So, yeah, it deserves my number 7. Number 7.
Number 7, yeah, that's it. Over to Sentinel.
I'll keep it lively. Don't worry, guys. Let's keep the pace up.
Right. A Plague's Tale Requiem. I know a lot of people are probably putting that in their top 5, but for me, it was just a lot of sneaking around, a lot of stealth, and I'm just not really a fan of stealth. But with that being said, I have to admit that A Plague's Tale Requiem was actually very well made. It's still a very good game.
Very good game. And Fabio, Let's see what he went for this time, the madman. He went for MLB The Show 22.
Fucking hell,
Wow.
Fabio.
There's no excuse for that, guys. We're not even going to do a Fabio impression. There's no reason that's that high.
I've always enjoyed hitting a ball with a bat.
Oh,
Fair
amazing.
enough. Fair enough.
Go on,
my
Redders.
What are we on?
Whatever
6?
number we're on now. 6, that's it.
For 6, I got 2-point campers. I thought it was excellent. I love the team that does those games. I loved Theme Hospital and Theme Park growing up, and when they came back and started doing 2-point Hospital and 2-point Campus, it just, I don't know. There's something about those games that's really special to me. There's like I had a lot of fun memories on the originals. These are like spiritual successions. He's not wrong.
He's not
No,
wrong.
he's not wrong.
It's not peak yet. It's not peak.
Oh my god! You know, like it's gonna be like Roblox or something in it. I know he doesn't even play Roblox, but it's gonna be like he does know we're doing the top 10 games of 2022. Not the biggest pieces of shit of 2022, right? You did tell him. You've not just lied to him.
I'll quickly explain for Stubbs and anyone else who's joined in late. What we did was we all voted for our top 10 games of 2022. Your 10th favourite game gets a point, your favourite game gets 10 points, everything in between fills out. And then whatever got the most points is the XBL Game of the Year, which we'll reveal at the end. But what we're doing now is we're just talking through the top 10 list that we all submitted and why. And we'll show you what won XBL Game of the Year. Yeah.
You know
This
it's
is why
going to be
democracy
shit because
doesn't
Ginna's
work.
laughing.
Won by 7 points, apparently.
7 points.
Wow.
Clear winner. Clear
Can't wait
favourite.
to see what it is.
It's
Got it
massive.
all right.
Absolutely nobody's Game of the Year.
It's going to be something fucking gash, in it. It's bound to be.
I think we're on to Ash, shouldn't we?
What
Speaking
number
of
are we
gash.
up to?
6.
6. Hang on, let me get my list up. Yeah, here we go. See, I've gone like for class. My 6th best game of the year was Pac-Man World Repack because it's fantastic and it's an amazing platformer. It is basically just a PS1 platformer on modern consoles with beautiful, up-to-date graphics, but it still plays like a PS1 platformer. What else can you want? I didn't expect to go in like liking it as much as I did, but it's absolutely amazing. It's fun. It even keeps all of like the tropes from Pac-Man. Like you'll get to bits where you get the ball and you get massive, and then you just start chomping on everyone and stuff like that. And there's collectibles, everything like that. It's a fun little platformer. I remember like watching it on the PS1 back in the day, but playing it on I played it on the Series X. It played fantastic. Obviously, it should do. It's a PS1 game technically, but yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing it. So all my games, like I'm just having a look at my list now. It's all because of just the enjoyment I've had out of them. So that doesn't mean they're the best games ever. Like I haven't gone for AAAs. I don't think I've got anything that would class as a AAA going forward now. I think mine are very AA and indie going forwards. So you're welcome, everyone. There's my thumb. It disappears. Look at no. There's me. I'm gone. So yeah, Pac-Man Repack, and everyone should play it. You're welcome.
Fair dues.
So this is number 6, yeah?
Yeah.
6. Mine
You
is
should know. You're the person in charge.
mine is 2 Point Campus. Third time has come up already. This game is fantastic. I enjoyed 2 Point Hospital. I couldn't quite get into it as much as the old Theme Hospital, but there was something about this that was just more addictive. Running the little SU bar and booking in the gigs, and then having the theaters where you put like the Valentine's movies on during that half-term break, and then stuff like that. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really good game. Don't want to beat a dead horse. BMG, yours was Ghostbusters.
Yes. What was it? Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's like a bit like Evil Dead. I love Ghostbusters. It's I go back to the original films. Absolutely amazing. The characters, You just wanted to be a part of the Ghostbusters, and probably many of you when you were younger, you had the little outfit, the backpack, the gun, and the trap and stuff. And it was fun to be able to jump in with friends, and because we did a stream together, live streamed some gameplay where we were all playing, hunting down ghosts, the ghosts of the match, and it was just fun. But again, we kind of get back to that lack of content afterwards. There's only so many maps and there's only so many ghosts and so much you can customize. And but it'd be nice to see them add more content and come back to it. But the nostalgia is why it gets on the list, and it gets my number 6.
I believe it has just had a content drop as well, or it's just about to this week. They're getting new maps, new ghosts. I believe they're also putting in Janine from the real Ghostbusters as well, the voice actress from that. Coming on to do a character, which is cool. And that's all because of like a Facebook or a Twitter post she did. So it's pretty cool. I think that one's got a lot of life, this Ghostbusters game. I think it's going to get a lot of content, so we just got to keep our eye on it.
I'd like to see more of a story in it. You remember when they did what was essentially Ghostbusters 3, the game, Ghostbusters the game?
Yeah.
I'd like to see if they could actually get in a proper story where you could go in with your friends and you've got, a campaign, even if it's only 8, 9, 10 missions and a campaign and the climax at the end. That would be fun, and I'd definitely jump back into that. But we'll see.
And over to Sentinel.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It was, I guess I love Call of Duty. I'm not one of those guys that plays only Call of Duty and like 2 other games. I play a shitload of video games. So, it's like it takes a lot to impress me as far as a game goes. The storyline was great. It was very, very realistic. I could see it being in a movie. So that was great that they're really trying to evolve the franchise. My biggest gripes are how much of a mess the multiplayer was, because there was no balancing. It was ridiculous to level up those goddamn weapons. It's just like it was all over the place, and it's like whoever put the weapon leveling thing together didn't know what the hell they were doing. It was completely ridiculous. So that's why it didn't score higher. So the storyline was straight. Multiplayer's a mess.
That's fair.
And Fabio has moved away from the sports games, and his number 6 is Tunic.
I live in a tiny village surrounded by forestry with talking animals, and I felt that Tunic deserved my number 6 spot.
I like the Zelda games.
Fimber wanted me to change it, so just to change it.
Fucking hell, Fimber.
We've got the English. Fabio.
Just saying, you've never seen Fimber and Fabio in the same room, so
it's true. It is true.
You've just offended Fabio, so.
And we now enter our top 5.
Top 5.
Whoa,
I have.
whoa.
Where's the dramatic music and video that you said you were doing?
We're still waiting for the one where he's dressed as the Queen. She's died since he said he was doing that. So
Can't do that anymore. So top 5. I have Ghostbusters: Spirits Unleashed. There's something about the Ghostbusters that really tickles my nostalgia nerve, and I had a lot of fun with that game. I've been playing it offline as well, just playing by myself, and it's just a fun little game. I'm having a blast playing it. I've still got a lot of achievements to mop up. I can't really say any more about it than that. It's a fun little game. And to have Dan Aykroyd and I always forget his name. The other guy, Winston. That's the one.
Winston.
To have those two in it as well, it's just it's brilliant. And if you haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife yet, watch it. It'll break your fucking heart.
It will. It will.
Bawled like a fucking baby in the cinema. I did watching that. I'm not even ashamed to say it. I was crying my fucking eyes out.
So my number 5, I've gone for TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Now, I also had originally on my list the the Cowabunga collection, but I've tried to go one per IP sort of thing. So this is both of them really. I enjoyed both. Shredder's Revenge was like a modern sort of reimagining of a classic arcade game. It played and looked fantastic. You could have like, is it 6 or 8 players at once? It just felt amazing. It ran pretty well. And yeah, it was amazing. But like I say, also I've got the Cowabunga collection, which a lot less people have played. And it has all of the classic games in it. There are a lot of misses in that from the past, but there are a handful of fantastic, like the original arcade game and Turtles in Time and stuff like that. So any arcadey Turtles game in the last year deserves to be on this list, but especially Shredder's Revenge, because honestly, it's probably one of the best sort of arcade-esque games I've played all year. And I've played a few like Final Fight or Final Battle or something like that. There's a few, and none of them come close to Shredder's Revenge in style and just how amazing it looks and feels. While like it feels modern, yet it feels classic. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
they've done a fantastic job with that, basically. So and it's a game you can play with literally all of your friends, which is cool. So.
Nice. My number 5 was Need for Speed Unbound.
Oh, wow.
It's the best Need for Speed game there's been since the OG Xbox and PS2 era.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great return to form. The online is fun to play for once. There's not people just spaffing around and crashing you off on every corner. People are actually racing, which is fun. There's no rubber banding. They've got rid of all that. The customization's excellent, better than the recent games, and it's just a fun game to play. It's the 360 was the decline of Need for Speed. The Xbox One era I won't even talk about. They were just dreadful, and this is finally the best one they've done since the original Underground games. So yeah, it's a really good.
I've always thought that Forza Horizon was the final nail in the coffin for Need for Speed, because there was nothing that came close to Horizon, that kind of quality. I saw this one was it's getting really good praise and really good reviews, and it's got 60 FPS as well, so I've been tempted to go and play it.
Oh, definitely.
It doesn't compete. It doesn't try to compete with Forza Horizon 5, which is what I think they've nailed. They know they're not going to be able to match that and have the same things. So the online is very focused, whereas Horizon Online is, if you're coming into it for the first time, there's so much stuff and so much to do. On this is very refined of, there's these classes and these tracks, start a tournament. When you start a race, it invites everyone else in your lobby into a race or on the server. And the more people who join, the prize money goes up. So even if there's 2 of you, the winner's getting 18,000. And then if another 3 or 4 join in, the winner gets 25,000, then 28 and 30. So coming last, you can end up getting as much as you would have for winning if there was just 2 of you and stuff. So it encourages everyone to play and race together. And then the campaign's okay. The story's a bit cliche, Need for Speed, a bit street and that, but it's actually more sufferable, I would say, than others. And the graphics at time look fantastic, but it's weird how it contrasts with the cel-shaded characters. So they look like Jet Set Radio almost type characters next to these ultra realistic cars where you can have chrome paint and reflect everything around you. It's really good. Best they've been in a while.
Nice.
Is it cartoony? It's not like
the people are cartoony, and the car is. So when you hit NOS and stuff, and you hit certain jumps, like animated, drawn on wings and smoke, the smoke cell shaded, as opposed to being real smoke that comes off the tires. It's a really cool effect the way they mixed them both.
I need to play it. It's one that has piqued my interest. I just haven't got around to playing it yet. But it does give me vibes of like classic Need for Speed games, which is what you want in it, really. So
yeah, ideally.
The prologue you play
is it full of family though? Like, is it full of family? That's what I want.
Yeah.
Like,
so when you play that first bit, you'll be like, "Oh my god, this is the worst story ever." Then once you get past the prologue and it opens up, it's actually okay. It's more enjoyable and more freeform then, and you can do whatever cars you want and what upgrades you want. The tutorial is quite long, like 4 hours.
Do you get to go to space?
Story. No, I haven't got to space yet. So
do you get to drive around the Antarctic with family and stuff?
Family.
I've never played a racing game.
Oh Jesus!
What?
Oh, get out of
Played a racing game.
It's because he's a PlayStation fan. He only plays third-person sad dad games.
Right,
Like,
you've got
Get off that fucking Marvel
you've-
snap and start playing some Forza Horizon.
You
Yeah.
don't,
I know,
you-
right?
you just. I tell you something. Once you start playing Marvel Snap, you'll be converted. You'll
I
see the
thought
light.
races
play
would have
Marvel
been-
Snap.
I thought races
Just
would have been your
lost
thing.
all
They're
that.
third person, the camera's close, you can't jump.
Yeah.
Halo, innit?
All you need is a bow and arrow, 70 quid. And BmG, your game was WWE 2K22.
Yes, as we said earlier, it is like the best wrestling game that 2K have made. I prefer the original when you had the the SmackDown games and that. I used to love them on the original PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, it's the best 2K WWE game. I kind of dropped off them after when Hulk Hogan was at the what do you call it? WrestleMania, the Triple X one. Is it WrestleMania 30? Yeah. That was
That's
I got
about
the
17,000 years ago, BMG.
it wasn't that long. But that's
It
the
was
last
quite
one.
long ago.
That's the last one I played because I got the limited edition. I've actually still got here. 1 second. I've still got 2015. I've actually still got the actual piece of the ring that came with it on a plaque that's sealed. So if anyone's a wrestling fan and you'd like it, hit me up and you can have it.
I thought the
Actually,
cover was the piece of the ring, and I've just noticed there's a square about this big. Is
Can
that
you
is, it
skip Hogan's sweat from it?
That's
Can I
the
clone-
actual.
Jason?
That's
Can I
an
clone
actual
Hulk Hogan?
piece. That's an actual piece from the WrestleMania 30 ring.
That's a postage stamp. That's what that
It's
is.
not. It's not.
Yeah, right.
I was gonna take the seal off and sniff it, but I thought no, it might be a bit unhygienic, so I thought better not. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. W2K22 again, the GM mode. It's great to have that back. I don't really understand the supercards thing, so I kind of not bothered with that. But the story mode's fun. That's not bad. But I just love, I've still got it installed now. Just jumping in now and again. Having a match, going back to The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin or Triple H and The Undertaker, things like that, just for a bit of nostalgia, a bit of fun. And it's something that you can just pick up and drop any time. You don't have to pick it up and go, where was I last at? But there's so many options there. I still annoyed that they haven't put back in special guest referee because I used to love that mode. I used to love being the
Tell you
ref.
what, I struggle with wrestling games since they became more simulation and less arcadey fun.
Yeah.
But I thought this year's was actually really good. Especially
It's a
when you
bit more
consider the
button
cost of
mashy, isn't it?
2019.
Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to trying the AEW game.
Oh, I'll play it, but I'm not fussed about it at all. It looks pretty gash to me, the AEW game. It just looks.
It looks like an
cheap.
old-fashioned SmackDown versus Raw, doesn't it?
If it plays like one of them, I'd be very happy. If it plays
I
like
know,
one
but
of them,
it's the whole pushing your chest out to block. So
best.
Yeah, it is just a fun game. It's nice to just jump in now and again, have a couple of matches, and then switch to something else and come off. It's a bit, just a bit of fun. But yeah, it does. I really enjoyed it, so it does deserve what number is it? 5 on my list.
I forgot
Yeah.
about WWE
Number 5.
2K22, but I agree it is a very good game this year. And it's got Rhea Ripley in, so it's all good. It should be number
One
one.
criticism: the GM mode, it limits who you can sign depending on what thing you chose, which takes away the whole point of you're the GM, build the brand and sign whoever you want, but then it limits who you can sign depending on what brand you chose, which kind of takes away some of that freedom that you have. I wish on the next one you can literally sign anyone regardless of brands, and you're just choosing because you like that manager and their perks. So
Yeah, but some of like the legends and things you got as well. Like I picked up the NWO version, so you got quite some good stuff with that. But yeah, and all the legends, being Mankind, Dude Love, and all that. It's fun. It's good. It's a good game, and it does deserve to be on the list for me.
Fair.
and on to Sentinel.
My number 5 is As Dusk Falls. Normally, you can call it an interactive novel, and that's fine. But I was surprised at how good this game actually is. And I know it won an award at the Game Awards. Absolutely deserved it. It was really a tremendous game.
Yeah, it's a great game. I really highly rated it.
Did you finish it, Sentinel? Because I started
Yes.
at Dust Balls and I just couldn't get into it. I do like them kind of games. I loved Detroit Become Human. What was the one? What was the one that?
Origami
came
Killer.
out? That's the one. Yeah. That was brilliant. That was an amazing game. I loved how they did it. So I like them type of games, but I think I don't know if it was just the graphical style. They went for that like slow, Heavy Rain. That's it. Steel says Heavy Rain, absolutely amazing. I love that game, but it was like I didn't like the way they did it. It was just like freeze frames, head slightly moving, and that storybook style. And I just couldn't grasp with it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I finished it though. It was a really good game. I played all the way through.
I found after a while you get used to that, the way that it's done. Like you just kind of because at first it's really jerky, especially when the camera pans and they're popping everywhere. But then when it gets to the bits where you choose what you want to say and it's a bit more emotional, they can portray the emotion better on the face, where your reactions to everything. So after a while, I found I got into it, but I agree with you at first. Trying to get into it is really distorting, if that's the word. Yeah. We'll go with that.
You know what? I think that was the best Xbox game we had all year, to be honest.
Oh,
yeah. Fabio went for Pac-Man as well as Ash. I don't know if you want to tell us why, BMG.
Yeah, I love just going round with my bald head, snapping ghosts.
I didn't realise Fabio was bald.
No, but Pac-Man is. Oh yeah, my bald head. I love BMG's bald head, and Pac-Man reminded me of him, and I just wanted to snap up all that fruit.
I don't like English Fabio. We need Italian Fabio back.
I'll bring you back for the next one. or the Arnie Fabio.
The Arnie Fabio.
And then we're on to number 4 for Redders.
For me. So, number 4, I got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Didn't really care about the campaign. To be fair, I'm one of those where I stopped buying COD for the multiplayer because I really enjoyed the campaigns. And this year's COD, I don't really care for the campaign, but I'm having a fucking blast on the multiplayer again. So that's why it scored so high on mine. And I've 1K'd it. So it's up there for me. I'm just having so much fun with it.
Oh, number 4 for the multiplayer. I don't believe it. Okay, that's it. We're done. No more.
Controversy.
It's in a good place now. You should play it again.
Yeah, I might. I've been, I might. I'll give it a chance. How about that?
Jenna fucking hated it, but that's only because he sucks at it.
I play it now and then. My wife loves it. I'm just not really a big COD guy anymore. The multiplayer. I enjoy the campaigns more. I'm actually quite enjoying this campaign. It's pretty good.
Yeah. The campaign was alright. It was solid.
That's literally what he's saying. His wife beats him.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and then I beat it. That's Halo. Ash, on to you.
What number are we on?
Number 4.
Number 4, I've gone for Evil Dead the game. Really enjoyed it. It was a good laugh, like I say, with you guys playing. Let down at launch by a few sort of shoddy bugs and lack of content, but they did add a new map, and since then they've added a ton more characters and stuff like that. I just haven't had time to sit and go back to it recently, which is a shame. I'd like to give it a bit more time and sort of attention. It looks fantastic. It was really good in that aspect. And yeah, overall, like I say, I really enjoyed it. I'm a big Evil Dead fan, so it was nice to see them sort of cover all of it. Basically, they covered the new movies, they covered the old movies.
It was so it was such a fan service, wasn't it?
Doing the proper voices and everything. It was a proper fan service. It even had the single player stuff. I didn't particularly enjoy the single player stuff, but it's nice that it's there. Playing as the Deadites and stuff is cool. And overall, solid game. Like I say, a solid IP game, like a licensed game. All it needs is a bit more content, like I say, more maps. But because it's larger maps than, say, Ghostbusters, I understand why they don't do as many maps, because every time you play is different, basically, even though it's not. But that's what they tell you.
It felt like the people that developed it really cared about the franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't just a here's an Evil Dead game. Like, you could tell they were genuinely passionate about the franchise.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I played a lot of it. I got a lot of time out of it, and I'm looking forward to going back to it at some point in the near future. Like I say, it's just been I've just not had time, which is the downside of it. Like I say, I'd like to play more. It is definitely better if you've got friends, though. If you're on your own, it's a bit naff. So there you go.
Number 4 for me was Metal Hellsinger. I was looking forward to this game for ages leading up to it, and I used to ramble on about it all the time. And then I played the demo, and I was like, "This is great." And then the full game come out, and it's just it's fantastic. I think the first-person shooter genre is pretty competitive as it is. There's so many of them out there; it's hard to get noticed in that genre. But this game it mixed Rock Band with Doom Eternal, and it was fantastic game. Short and sweet.
I've still not played it yet. Yeah, still not played that one yet.
Missing
I've
out.
noticed it is on Game Pass. I've never been keen on Doom. It's just not really a franchise I ever clicked with, and I'm one of them that usually
More like
turns
Rock Band.
music off. Yeah, I normally turn music off when playing games.
No.
Yeah, it's very rare I keep music on.
This
for
one's
God of
great
What's wrong
'cause
with you, man?
when your XP is low, it's just like the drums, and then as your XP goes up, your multiplier, then the guitar kicks in, and then the bass kicks in, and then when you're fully going, you've got a times 16 multiplier, the vocals kick in and they're singing along as you're shooting and killing everything.
Oh,
But then if you
okay.
start to do bad, the vocals stop, then the bass guitar and the drums go, and you're just back to drums. Then you've got a skull, and the idea is, it's like Rock Band where your thing comes in and you've got a perfect bar where you need to hit. And if there's nothing for you to shoot or kill, you need to get your skull out and keep using the skull at the right moment to shoot flames and keep your chain of hits going and you're perfect. It's great. It's so good. But it gives you that motion sickness thing that Rock Band gives. If you get that where, you're watching it up and then you stop and everything moves. I get that with this game. Everything comes towards the middle when I stop playing it for about 10 minutes. Totally worth it. BmG, yours, because I know you'd like me to remind you, was your first PlayStation banger of the year, Horizon Forbidden West.
Yes, and obviously Sentinel's going to let me down and not have it on his list, played or not, but letting the PlayStation side down. But yeah, it's Horizon. I played the first one. It was one of them series that I came to late. It didn't really something that grabbed me, but when I got into the story, it was just amazing, and it was more of the characters that you met, people that you see, the environments you interacted with, and again, it's pretty much the same sort of thing in the sequel, but bigger, more detail, and the relationships you start building it's just an amazing open world, and I have still got to finish it yet, but it does deserve a place on the list, but definitely not the top. So yeah, that does get my number 4.
And Sentinel?
My number 4 is it's the House Flipper Luxury update. It's just because it adds so much more content to House Flipper, and I know House Flipper is building a lot of momentum. It's on Game Pass now, so a lot of people are playing it.
I loved it.
But the Luxury update, it just adds so much depth to it. I'm not even finished with it yet, and it adds new, it's like animations, and it basically like story content, if you want to call it that. So, it's amazing, and for anyone who enjoys House Flipper, it's going to be a blast. It's definitely worth, picking up. So that's my number 4.
And if we move over to Fabio, his number 4 was Fall Guys.
Well, I like to play
week.
Fall Guys because I like to run around and just fall over, yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know
Arnie,
Fall Guys.
Fabio.
I forgot about Fall Guys. I would say Fall Guys was really good, minus the crappy when it went free to play, and it ended up costing an absolute fortune for everything. Like all of the content, all of the costumes were like 10 quid each. It was just so overpriced, and that was my downside, because you either looked really generic or you had to spend a fuck ton of real money to look like anything, and it just wasn't worth it. So the core gameplay though is absolutely fun. and I'm sad it took us so long to get it on Xbox. Goddamn Sony locking that shit down all those years.
Play has no limits.
Unless you're playing
on
on
Xbox.
PlayStation.
Yeah, right.
There's no limits, but we'll limit every game.
Sentinel, you need to remember you are co-host of the PSN Party Podcast. So whenever these put PlayStation down, we're there to stamp over them. You got to remember that.
We're there to rub
Team Blue,
Jim's belly,
Team Blue,
make
Team
him feel
Blue,
better.
Team Blue.
The new
Hashtag
and
free
resurrected
Sentinel.
Pegasus Nation right here. That's what we're witnessing.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll be able to buy some socks very soon.
I've actually got some PlayStation socks. I'm not wearing them right now. I'm not wearing a great deal other than a t-shirt right now, but we'll save that for another day.
Yeah, Luke Steele in comment is very accurate though about your Horizon though. The fact that you can't play the DLC on the new Horizon game unless you get it on next gen. So they've basically bent over all of those PS4 purchasers and said, "Do you know what? You ain't going to get to play the actual complete game."
And to be fair, I agree with that. I do agree with that because it's wrong that you sell the game, but then Cyberpunk have done the same, and I don't agree with them.
Hang about. You can't agree with this because you're willing to defend Destiny 2 after Bungie removed so much fucking content.
The best live service FPS game on the planet, just a reminder. But no, it is time though. We are now at this stage where we need to fuck off Xbox One, PlayStation 4. Be done with it. Let's stop making games
but they
for these
have
consoles.
released the game on that console to begin with if they weren't going to support
Agreed.
it with the
No,
DLC.
I do agree with that, and I do believe it is a shitty move. Again, with like Cyberpunk, what was it? They released a console, an Xbox One console special edition that you would get the DLC for free, and now they have to refund people because they can't get it because they're not making it for it. And that's a shitty move. Yeah. It was a beautiful console, but whatever brand you go for, you should be if a game comes out for that console, you should have access to everything as equally as any other console or in the next generation or whatever. So it's a shitty move. I don't agree with it, and I hope that they may walk it back because they have done that recently with other stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. But it's about time.
Will they?
New current gen only.
Won't give a fuck.
Current gen only.
They shouldn't have said, "We believe in generations," then released the games on last generation, and then said, "Actually, you can't get the DLC for this game that you paid."
Yeah,
they should have been a sticker.
Yeah,
do you know what it says? Only on PlayStation. It should have said, "Tough shit if you buy this, you're not getting any more content." Do you know what I mean?
It's the same with Hogwarts, though, isn't it? That's just been delayed on Xbox One and PS4. It should be delayed. It should be fucking cancelled.
Agreed.
We're 3 years into the generation nearly. Like these consoles should have gone away by now.
You know, they need to do what they did with like the PS2 and the original Xbox when they transitioned. Is like sports games is fine, games like that, but everything else pretty much needs to go to the next generation. No excuses.
It's because it's all about the money, isn't it? You can't even say they can't even say it's to do with the chip shortage because they're selling more. They're on like a highest trajectory at the moment, so there's no excuse for it.
Again, like I say, I'm definitely against them. This DLC just being PlayStation 5 only, but as I say, Luke said as well, yeah, it is shit, but it's also good because it's about time we leave past generation behind. We're what now? Just over 2 years into these new consoles, and we have not really seen. On either console, not seen the full potential what they can do.
I
don't think you will see on these consoles.
Peasants in the dust, fuck all those last gen peasants. I agree there, but you can't sell that game on a that console and then go. Actually, well, fuck you. We're not even going to give you out.
No.
They should have been
not fair.
And said, we're bringing it to PS4. But we're not bringing out the DLC because we're not able to.
Yeah, they should have been.
They should have been upfront about it, but as always, they're not because it's Sony and they like to fucking lie.
It's also like Xbox could have Aaron Greenberg could have tweeted out a few hours before to say that we're not going to have anything at the Game Awards, but left it till after the show.
You've got your own hopes up. Your own fault.
I didn't get me hopes up. I knew
Yeah, you're all
PlayStation
good.
was going to bring the heat.
Hashtag free Sentinel.
PlayStation got to turn up to one show a year. I mean, they skip E3 every year and every other major.
No, but
PlayStation
but
turned up with a fucking Game
they had all
Awards.
sorts.
They
They had-
like what?
most of the
What did
games
they have
were. Most of the
exclusive?
games were.
What exclusives did they have?
Final
other
Fantasy
than
16,
Yeah.
Death Stranding
that's
2.
already been shown. We already knew about
What
that.
first
Final
party
Fantasy.
exclusive?
PlayStation?
Yeah, first party though. What we got other than Death
Death
Stranding.
Stranding 2.
Anyway, speaking of Game Awards,
They don't own Kojima. It's
No,
not
no.
first party.
No,
He's making an Xbox game. Don't know if you heard.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That, you know something? I'm actually surprised because is that the Overdose game that's going to be the Xbox game?
They don't know.
No
about
idea.
that.
They've got
Nobody
leaked.
Allegedly.
knows. Nobody
Yeah.
knows.
Because you thought they would have shown something with that by now. Because you thought, it was ample opportunity to show something. I know Aaron
We hadn't even
Greenberg says,
started it.
of course.
The problem
he will
is they
have.
show
He probably
something,
made it.
and when it doesn't release a week later, everyone's like, "Where's the game? We've been waiting."
Yeah.
Xbox players
No.
always wait. Whereas PlayStation will show Wolverine in a pub with a game that's not going to come out for years, and everyone will go, "Fucking banger, quality,"
No.
and nobody cares how long it takes.
No.
They just get a pass.
That's it. No.
Did their own show, and they showed this is what's coming till next June, and then people are like, well, why aren't you showing us anymore? It's like they've fucking shown you it. They've told you
Yeah.
what's coming.
I think-
I'd love to see more, but I think
Yeah.
people have got a bit like salty online. It's getting a bit sad
No.
now.
But
Whereas
I do say
Pokemon-
though. Yeah,
Sony just
but
go
you've
here.
got-
Oh, sorry, Nintendo go. Here's Pokemon. It's worse than the last one. 70 quid, please. What's that? 10 million sales in a week in the bank.
No,
Thank
they-
you.
yeah.
Alright.
to be fair though, at PlayStation events and like the Game Awards, as soon as it goes world premiere, ponies go Game of the Year, Game of the Year. That's the Game of the Year. Like before the fucking trailer's even shown off.
No.
So
It's just a shame because, like, to be fair to Xbox for the last number of Game Awards, they revealed the new console, revealed games most years, and then the 1 year that they don't come, everyone piles on them. But it's like
I don't
PlayStation have
Honestly.
rarely shown up with a lot of stuff, but. It would have just been. It's just one of them opportunities because, like, you do an Xbox-centric showcase. You're only really going to get Xbox fans. You do Game Awards. You're going to get people that wouldn't generally tune in. They'll be watching
yeah.
anyway. Because what is
what are
it?
they going to
How many
what are they
million?
going to show off?
Anymore.
Redfall again and fucking Starfield again. Like
And then people
You've got-
seen it.
yeah, but they've got-
there's no
18
announcement
times.
date. No release date.
They've
No,
got.
they're gonna show the real MVP next year, Forza
No.
Motorsport. That's right.
No one's interested in that. Xbox have got.
Hey,
what,
quiet,
23,
Destiny 2,
25
quiet.
studios?
Ain't nobody care about Destiny 2. It's all about Forza Motorsport.
23, 25 studios Xbox have got now, roughly.
Phil's
No,
gonna
not allowed to
at
buy him.
E3. Actually, it
Your
might
man-
be
your
before
man-
E3.
No,
Phil's gonna.
You've got-
on
You've
his
got that
knees
many.
grovelling to
You've got
FTC.
that many studios. Pete Hines even turned around and said studios want to show their games, but we've said no, not yet. So clearly they've got stuff to show. Why didn't they show something?
I can't
wanna
wait
show it
for.
at
Yeah.
Killers.
I can't wait for Phil Spencer to come out on stage, flop his big money dick out, and just see Forza Motorsport tattooed across it. It's gonna be a thing of glory. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, but
I
it's
know
not. It's
Wow.
not.
when they had those
It's not.
things. But they pulled the
not.
DJ tattoo out.
Yeah, you know. I don't.
That's what
it's-
he's going to
yeah,
do. Phil's going to come out and he's going to pull his pants down. It's going to say Activision on one testicle and Blizzard on the other.
He's just gonna
And he's
start
gonna be like,
rolling with it.
They're gonna show Forza
in front
Motorsport.
of a load of children.
They're gonna have Forza Motorsport and like a Porsche there and some lady in a bikini, and Phil will be like, "That's Jim's wife. That's right. Fuck you, PlayStation."
Sentinel.
And there was
No,
never
no.
another. There was never another PSN Party podcast again.
That's it. The show's cancelled. It's gone. No, but no,
A
it's
spot
good.
just opened up on PSN Party Podcast. If you're interested,
Oh.
hashtag free Sentinel.
It's a shame. It's a shame we didn't see anything, but I do look forward to the. I'm hoping we're going to get a showcase in
Getting on the
February.
gooch.
I don't think it should. I think Christmas Day, Phil should come out dressed as the king and do an Xbox presentation. We don't need a like King's speech. We need Phil regally dressed. He sits there at his little desk. He's got a picture of all like the mascots and shit. There's like Master Chief. There's Crash and all that shit. And then there's just a picture of Jim Ryan behind him crying and stuff. And he just
I'll tell you what I want to
lays
see
out- everything that's come in.
When the Activision deal goes through, like last time when the Bethesda deal went through, they did that little showcase. It's like, oh, welcome to the team, Bethesda, and all that. When the Activision deal goes through, I want to see Phil Spencer come out on stage in a fucking pimp suit with a cane and like one of those cardboard cutouts of Jim Ryan, and just say something like, "Suck it, Jim." Punch the cardboard cutout as hard as possible, and then swagger off. That'd be fucking great.
Just walks out, just drops the mic, and just fucking walks off the stage. That's it. We're not petty.
Right, Game Awards.
Remember that one where this is how you share games on PlayStation and you pass the disc over?
Yes.
It'd be good if you did that. This is how you get Activision games on PlayStation. You stood there just chucking money. That's a disc. You have to pay. You get it for free.
He could be like, this is how you play Call of Duty, and he throws the PlayStation out the window and holds up an Xbox.
Yeah, do you not remember when they said...
No, it's been offered to PS Plus now.
It'd
be great though if Sony keep turning it down and the deal goes through, and then it's like, okay, we'll make a deal now. It's like, absolutely fucking nuts.
Yeah, right? Yeah. You guys can have Overwatch 2, that's it.
And you'd be grateful for Overwatch 2.
Number 3, is it me?
Yes, you.
For 3, I've got Metal Hellsinger. Amazing game. Absolutely amazing. I didn't read up about anything going in. I knew it was going to be like a rhythm-based first-person shooter game. And then I played it, and my God, it is metal as fuck. It's got some of my favourite artists in it. It's just an absolute fucking blast to play. Can't recommend it enough. And it's on Game Pass, so go and give it a go.
Nice.
Over to Ash. For his number 3.
What was my number 3? Let me get it up.
Saints Row.
Game of the Year. Bug Snacks. I don't even know if it came out this year, to be fair.
No way.
Xbox.
Yeah,
it was
that.
such a good game. It didn't. It came out in April on Xbox, I do believe. So
yeah, but it never originally came out.
April. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Keely doesn't give a shit. I don't give a shit. So you stop moaning. Honestly, I put loads of hours into Bug Snacks. It's stupid fun. It's actually got a creepy, dark story to it. Like they're eating these animals and it's slowly turning them into them, basically like the foods.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of dark humor in. A lot of secrets and stuff to find, and it then got a big free expansion just after launch as well, with like giant Bug Snacks. If you've ever watched Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, that's basically it now. So really fun game, honestly. I highly recommend it. It was on Game Pass. It might still be on now.
It still is, yeah.
I was lucky enough to get a review copy prior to release, and I was all over it. It's such a fun little game. It looks like dog, but it's not about the graphics, it's about the gameplay. It's like Muppets eating like plants and then like turning into them and stuff. It's funny, so really, really good. So
I did play it. It was more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to hate it, and I played it just to get I'm sure it was like one of the quests for the Xbox Game Pass for the month. Play so much of Bug Snacks or earn an achievement. I ended up playing it for quite a bit. I was like, actually, it's not a bad game.
Yeah, it gets a lot more. You get loads of expansions and stuff like that. Like loads of abilities, loads of new items and stuff, and it gets really good as you progress. So you just got to stick at it. No, I like Bug Snacks. Like I said, I've gone for weird little games that I've enjoyed. I've not gone for these bullshit Keely names that everyone goes for. God of War, fucking Horizon, Stray, fucking. What's that other one? Elden Ring.
No one plays.
I've gone for fun games that people should play. Most of the people that voted for the ones in the Keely voted for it just because it's the in thing. They didn't vote for it because it was good or anything. They've just gone, "Ooh, that's a Sony game. I will vote for that." And that's what they always do.
One person says fun doesn't mean another person finds it fun. Enjoy what you enjoy. Play what you want to play.
But they shouldn't vote for it. It's like there is no way on earth that God of War is everyone's game of the year. It's just bullshit, and these game awards are bullshit.
Because it's a PlayStation game, it shouldn't be allowed to win awards. Even though many developers have put, sacrifice hours of their lives to make these games, don't deserve to don't deserve an award or at all because it's PlayStation.
Who put 50p in the game?
Vampire Survivors. No, Vampire Survivors that should have been
the
in
game of the year is Pokemon because more people bought that than any other game, which means more people wanted that game than any other game. So the game of the year is Pokemon. That's like they say. Like, the trending word of the year on Twitter was yeet. It was only the 50th most popular, but we liked it. Like, you know.
It shouldn't be, though. How can you vote something a 10 out of 10? There were some games voted 10 out of 10, and they didn't get nominated for Game of the Year, yet other people were voted, like, 7 out of 10, and they get...
Stray.
Yeah, why? How the fuck is Stray a Game of the Year? It's not. It's a load of fucking bollocks.
It should be. It should. But you're right. It should actually be more public focus because they're mentioning this Game of the Year just because these, journalist outlets, IGN, GameSpot, and stuff like that. It shouldn't be them. I'm actually saying it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that they get to decide what list of games get to go in the Game of the Year. It should be like. Sort of like we've done. Just say, right, here's the top 100 games that came out in the time frame for the Game Awards. Everyone get on and vote, and the ones that get the top 5 most votes should get it
on the Game Awards. If you've not got them linked to your account, they should have to show on your. You should have to link your Steam, your Xbox,
you played them,
yeah. Because
agreed,
you can literally look at. Did you see that whole thing where Genshin Impact and Sonic Frontiers was like battling it out? Players' Choice Award. Both of them are a bag of shit. None of them are fucking
no one played
Game
Sonic.
Of the Year. Yeah, played Sonic. Miraculously, Players' Choice Award. You should be allowed. All these reviewers, like where the media outlets put their things forward, it should be their top 10 reviewed games. It shouldn't be any other system. Like if they
I don't think it should be reviewers.
A 5 or 10, a 9. But gave some a 10, that game should be higher than God of War technically. It's a load of bollocks. It's all just old Jeff can fucking flog his fucking adverts to all these idiots, and you guys watch it live like knobs. And then he charges you to watch it at Odeon.
For the XBL content there. Game Awards, make sure you check out Naruto. But no, it should
really quickly.
No,
it should be reviewers. Even reviewers shouldn't be allowed.
No, and then we got copyright strike.
The people.
Fucking coach.
It should be people who've never played a game in their life.
Get copyright
They're the people who should be selecting Game of the Year.
Variety of countries. So fuck you, Jeff Keighley, for asking us, sending us a thing saying apply to co-stream. We fucking jump through your hoops. We co-stream it, and then you fucking copyright strike it because of your shit that's on it. So fuck you, Jeff. Fuck you.
So all in all, the outcome of the Game Awards is Jeff Keighley is a dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Yep, pretty much.
Ho, 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 motherfuckers.
Just remember that Jeff Keighley's a massive knob, and he hasn't got one. He is one.
And there's a possible chance that he may be a nonce.
No.
Oh, fuck yeah. Ginna, who's next? Fucking hell!
My number 3 choice was A Plague Tale Requiem. Sentinel talked about it earlier. Fantastic game, gorgeous visuals, good story, gameplay. The reason this wasn't number 2 or 1 is there are moments where it really drags it out. This is one game that has too much content. So normally the task will be go to this Colosseum and do this and get this thing, and you do that, and then all of a sudden you then have to do all the way back, but do like 20 missions and fight-ins and combat zones, whereas most games it would just be a cutscene and you'd be back at the house. So that was quite annoying, like mundane things turned into long, drawn-out sequences, but yeah, great game. BmG, I'm going to remind you what yours is, whilst you can, as soon as you're able to speak. TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
I thought I knocked that off the list. Is that leave it in? All right,
knocked it down completely free.
Wow.
You've cared about it that much.
Oh my god.
No. It does again. It's that.
Nah,
that
don't you backpedal, motherfucker. This is your bedtime, to learn it.
Yeah, Tried to knock
I
it from
thought I did
2nd to
remove it.
11th at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, something about that. No, that nostalgia feeling again. It just, it's one of them games you can play. You play with friends, have a laugh, have a good crack. I remember playing it in the arcades. It was awesome, bit of fun, and it deserves third place because I really had fun with the game, and it was just fun. It was just a fun game. You didn't have not much thought into it. You just kind
It
of
deserves third place, even though you wanted to knock it off completely.
I couldn't remember. Because Ginna kind of he said, "Oh yeah, send me your top 10 list." So I said, "Right, here's 10 games," and I was like, "Oh shit, they're not even in order." And then and after I sent him, I kind of thought about it more. I was like, "Well, actually, no, because I wanted this in the list," and I got confused of what I put where. So, but yeah, wow. It's a good game. Everyone should play it.
Backpedaling motherfucker.
It's a good game. It's number 3 game of the year. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Only the best in our show, guys. Only the best.
Over to Sentinel.
It's a good game, even though you wanted to bump it out of the top 10 completely.
Yeah, right.
Sentinel, your number 3 game of the year, please.
Hey, hang on, whoa, 1 sec. I am not a bastard.
You're gonna
my
like this.
mum was married to both my dads.
Wow. Yep. Okay, so I'm with BMG as far as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, except I didn't want to kick it out of my top 10, so I actually feel it belongs in the top 10. I can only imagine what he wanted to put at number 3 if he's kicking out Ninja Turtles.
No, he originally had it at number 2. He moved it down to number 3 to put something else in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
God of War second.
The important thing is that he thought he binned it off the list completely.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge was badass. And it's like 4-player co-op on PlayStation, 6-player co-op on Xbox, I'm just saying. So PlayStation is a little, little behind.
Free Sentinel.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun though, I mean, we all grew up playing Ninja Turtle games in in arcades and shit, and that's what it felt like. It was badass.
Great game. Where's Ginna gone? He's meant to be hosting this fucking thing.
And for Fabio, sorry, Mrs. Ginna's behind me making a drink. And for number 3 for Fabio, he went for... Oh, I've lost him. It was Pentiment.
Yes, I liked going on screen, and I liked taking choices with animated something or other. I don't know. I'll be back.
I really enjoyed Pentiment. It's just outside my top 10. It was in there originally, and then I knocked it down to 11, BMG style with Elden Ring.
I really enjoyed this game, but it wasn't good enough to be in a top 10. It wasn't that great.
I played a lot of good games.
I don't think you did.
My list has been pretty solid. It's not been MLB, Madden, Crossfire X. I've played a lot more than Fabio this year. I feel better about myself. We're on to number 2 for Redders.
You know what? I feel a bit dirty about this one.
You should.
But
That's what it is.
It technically did come out this... Well, it officially launched this year. Second for me is Grounded. Amazing game. Honestly, amazing. The fact that Microsoft own Minecraft and Grounded, 2 of the best survival games you'll ever play. Grounded's amazing, man. It's amazing. The level of detail, the playability of it, it's just a great experience, especially if you've got kids. They'll love it.
Beautiful.
I won't play that game again because you shouted at me.
No, to be fair, I won't play with you again because the first thing you try to do is fucking kill me.
Survival game. We're shrunken. We're in this garden. We're gonna die. Survival of the fittest.
If you're a child of the 80s and you watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, play it because it is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's disappointing that they didn't have Rick Moranis in it in any sense, though.
Yeah,
like they missed out on a trick there by not making it a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids game.
Dead though, isn't he?
I agree. No, he's not dead.
No, he's not dead.
He's just retired from.
He retired.
Just his career. Yeah.
Apparently he's coming back though. I think
his wife died, didn't she? His wife died, and then he decided to retire and be with the kids.
But he is coming back.
How old are his kids?
Well, they're older now. That's why he's coming back.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
He got randomly punched in the head. Did you read that a few years ago? He got randomly punched in the head.
He did.
He's coming.
Yeah,
he's coming back for Shrunk, which is going to be a Disney Plus exclusive Honey I Shrunk the Kids show.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
Good old Disney, fucking ruining everything.
But he didn't want to come back for Ghostbusters, like a classic. But he's coming back for he's coming back for fucking Honey I Shrunk the Kids bollocks. But hey,
Ash, your number 2 of the year. You're not a number 2. That's not what I was saying. This is your number 2 game.
my number 2 game was Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. Quite enjoyed it. Same as Evil Dead. I was umming and ahhing to put it this high, but I really enjoyed it. They did a fantastic job with the license, the bringing the characters back and everything. And they have actually been pumping out content for it since, and the roadmap is really good. And I think I like it a bit more than Evil Dead just because it's a bit more contained. The problem with Evil Dead is it's so huge, the maps, it gets a bit, sometimes you're just fucking running for running's sake, whereas in Ghostbusters, the small contained maps, quick multiplayer sort of battles, and it felt really well played, really well, and looking forward to playing it more. I think we should do more streams on it, but everything's been said about it's been said, and it's like Ilphonic, the people that made it, are finally getting into their stride with these like 4v1 games at last. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next. So we'll see.
Awesome. My number 2 is Vampire Survivors, which was very, very close to being my game of the year. It's incredible. For a game where you only press A and move the left thumbstick, my God, is it addictive. It's just, it's an intense, beautiful, crazy, pixel arty type game. It's just play it and try it, and you'll be addicted, and then don't come see me about it when that's all you can play. BmG, just to remind you, your number 2, this is the one you chucked in, which moved everything down one, is Marvel Snap.
Yes.
But somebody bet that you would have as number 2 earlier, and they were right.
Well,
Oh my
spoilers, you know
God.
what his number 1 is.
Yeah, it's very obvious. No, but yeah, Marvel Snap. I don't often play mobile games, but
Can we mute him
it's
for this
very
bit?
addictive. It's very addictive. It's such a fun game.
Yeah,
and it doesn't hammer you for money.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
Of course
It doesn't.
You've only-
Honestly,
I've
honestly.
only spent 50 quid on it in a week. Doesn't
No,
happen.
You don't.
It doesn't
You
matter if
can't.
I'm sitting in the cold because I got Marvel Snap.
That's
It's not
it.
even
That's
real
it.
Snap. It's not even real Snap.
No, but it doesn't. It doesn't make you. Nobody can pay to win. You can't pay to win. You can earn everything in game. It's not that hard to do. The stuff that you can buy is just to get variants of the same card. But it's just a fun game. It doesn't try and get money off you. And if no one's played it, then shame on you for missing out on such an awesome, addictive game.
They've all got lives, mate. That's why they haven't played it.
Yeah, right.
Fucking hell. Mobile game at number 2. Jesus Christ.
Long live Marvel Snap.
Kill it with fire and flush it down the
Higher than
toilet.
Horizon Forbidden West, he put it.
Yeah.
Higher than Horizon Forbidden
Well, to
West.
be fair, right, PlayStation fans just look at Pornhub. I saw that thing today. They're like, for the 10th year running or something, PlayStation players have the highest amount of Pornhub watches from their console. So
Not wrong
Yes.
with that.
They
It's because he
haven't
streams
got
it in 8K.
Wow.
12 frames a second.
It's almost like it's real.
Over to Sentinel. I think this one's come up before.
Oh, it's like she sat on my face.
Yep. Oh my God. Wow. Oh Jesus! I think if PlayStation gamers had a woman that was sitting on their face, if PlayStation gamers had a woman that was sitting on their face, they'd be playing Xbox instead. Yep, I'm definitely
You've got that
fired.
face of I'm about to fire somebody.
Don't worry, Sentinel. You'll always be welcome on XBL.
Right.
This is the last XBL show BMG's on. I'm starting a Marvel Snap podcast.
That would do numbers.
I think
What
you
an
can
hour.
imagine the numbers. There'll be all like
Right.
one person watching it. That'll be you.
Timber.
Timber will be there.
Yeah,
Timber
I,
will be there.
I don't think Timber would sink that low. I think Timber's got a life. Like,
Yeah, probably.
he's like, I draw the line at Marvel Snap, fucker. No.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
All right. My number 2 is Vampire Survivors, obviously. Phenomenal game, very addictive. It's insane. You know, I'm normally not a fan of this type of game, but it's just crazy, you know, how much it sucks you in and just, you know, there's so much replayability. It completely surprised me, blew my mind. Everyone was talking about it, and I hadn't played it. And when I started playing it, I mean, shit, I play it every day, so it's crazy. And just so you know, yes, it is on mobile, but it's gonna knock Marvel Snap out of there, so no one's even gonna give a shit about it.
No one gives a shit about it now.
They're really not gonna give a shit about it, you know. Yeah. So Vampire Survivors, badass game.
That is.
Fabio's number 2 was High on Life. As you can tell, he got his list in very late to me. Took him 3 attempts, but we finally got there. Why did you like High on Life so much, Fabio?
Well, I wasn't too sure on Higher Life at first, but then I got my carton of Alien come, and I was like, oh, it's just like a milk, and I love it.
Sweet baby.
Beautiful.
Wow. Wow.
And now we're on to our individual Game of the Years. Yeah, I'll tell you an interesting fact after this. Not only what is number 1, but something else a bit weird. So, Red is going to get us
I
started.
don't want to know about you.
I'll tell you what, my game of the year was Evil West. It's a game that literally snuck up on everybody. And you know what? I had so much fun playing it that I played it 3 times in a row, back to back. And I don't do that with games. I never really go back to a game once I completed it. But I played it 3 games in a row because it's that fucking good. And fun fact, it's actually being published by, who is it? From something? It's not From Software, is it? It's either way, they're putting out my most anticipated games of 2023. So I'm really excited to see what they've got in store for the future because they just announced Banishers. They've got that other game coming. I can't remember the fucking name of it now. It's gone. But yeah, big year ahead for them. Evil West was incredible. If you haven't played it, check it out. Check it out. It's really fucking good.
Over to Ash as he tries to remember what he put first now.
No, I know what I've put. So I've gone for the game that I enjoyed the most this year. It's a sequel to a game that I possibly put as my game of the year a couple of years ago, which is Submerged Hidden Depth, which is the sequel to Submerged. Honestly, it improved on the original in every single aspect. Graphically, audio, content, how it plays, and it's awesome. It's a fun little indie game. It was for a time a Stadia exclusive. It launched on Stadia exclusive, and then obviously Stadia died, and it's now come to other platforms and Xbox. But it's basically you play as a brother and a sister who are like the last living people. You're in this sort of like post-apocalyptic sunken city, and you're basically trying to sort of save your sister, basically. In the first game, you're saving the brother. In the second game, you're saving the sister. It looks fantastic. It's all like plants overgrowing the city and stuff like that. And then there's no humans, but there's like remnants of the humans that were there previously and stuff like that. Looks amazing. And there's loads of like animals to find and stuff like that. So you see like these like whales that are like overgrown with like flowers and stuff. Looks really beautiful. Nice chill game. There's no combat or anything in it, but honestly, I got it and I played it all the way through from start to finish in one go. Absolutely loved it. So more games like that, please.
Awesome.
Nice.
My game of the year, in a surprise to probably no one, is Marvel Midnight Suns. That game
That's better than that.
It's not.
No, it's not.
This game is just incredible. It's a deck builder. It's XCOM. It's Marvel, except not Phase 4 Marvel, where everyone's fed up and it burns out. It's actual good storylines and likable characters and open world exploration between missions. It's just got a bit of everything. It's weird. It's not the best at anything that it does, but somehow it's the best game released this year. So has it got the best graphics? Absolutely not. Has it got the best open world exploration? Absolutely not. Is it the best deck builder released this year? Absolutely not. Is it as good as XCOM's combat? It's as good. It's different. But I've played Vampire Survivors. Is probably I prefer to play that more than I do the combat on this. But somehow you put it all together in a little pot, give it a stir, and pure gold comes out the bottom of it. It's fantastic. Best game I've played this year. And I'm still playing it now. I'm 45 hours in like a week, and it's just
I still
amazing.
haven't done a review.
I can't review it. I can't stop playing it to review it. That's my problem.
You can stop. No excuse. No excuse.
You're lucky I haven't got it on now. I'm so tempted to have had it on. Now I've got my Mrs. Series S next to me. I could have had it
No, you
ready.
got it right the first time. You're giving it the X.
I'm
Heard it here
doing
first, folks.
Valhalla looking for bloody gold things, treasures, though. It's a slow grind.
Game of the year. 45 hours. I've just unlocked Wolverine because I'm too busy pissing around with side quests. Whoop, whoop.
So you've got to romance the characters, haven't you? So you've got to romance like
do a
Wolverine.
little bit of take them for a swim, take them out to gaze at the stars, give them gifts and stuff like that. It's fantastic.
How does that go? Cool,
Oh,
nice dick
I'm in a
venom.
book club. I'm in a book club with Blade, Captain America, and Captain Marvel.
So,
I mean,
they're not
club.
really trying.
Why not?
Like, there's any sort of urgency to the matter. So those trailers I've seen where everyone's like getting attacked and shit don't mean no because they're too busy on a date.
Going for hey Wolverine, let's go for a swim.
Yes, you have.
Wolverine.
It's on like a cycle. So you wake up in the morning because you all stay in this building together, like Avengers Tower, but it's an abbey. So you wake up in the morning, you trade in whatever you've earned from the fights before. You practice sparring. You decide who's going on your mission. You do your mission, fight evil, and then when you come back, everyone's chilling in the night. People are in different hobbies. You can play video games with Ghost Rider, or you can go with Peter Parker and go work like tinker on some machines and Iron Man and stuff, or you can go with Magic and some of the others and go for a little swim in the pool, or take a walk around the garden, whatever you want, and it builds up your character relationship. And as your character relationship upgrade, you unlock more powers and more things in the game. It's fantastic. It's so good.
Sounds like the most exciting Marvel game I'm ever gonna play.
And there's really good. No crime takes place at night. Everyone goes to bed at the same time.
None at night. Only in the day in New York. That's what I'm doing.
So
You spent the night banging Miss Marvel. Game 2 stamina.
I'm really hoping Batman is on. Not Batman. Gotham Knights, because Batman's not in it. He's dead. Is on sale on this countdown sale. That's all I want. A good cheap sale on it, so I can play.
It was like 38 quid the other week.
I know, but I want it a bit cheaper, like 30 quid. Yeah,
38 quid. It's not worth it for 38 quid. I would wait like 6 months and pick it up for 15 quid.
Are we all happy that thingy's going to be in the new one in Suicide Squad? They've announced.
Huh?
What's his
Batman,
face?
yeah. Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy's voice is going to be in it. I feel like they were holding off announcing that, and then they just did it out of just niceness. I think he was going to be a surprise because he wasn't in any of the trailers or anything, was he?
But is it connected to the Arkham games?
Yes.
Is it the same universe? It is.
Yeah, same universe. Although the Deadshot is black or white now, and he was different in the other one. But I think they've said it's a different Deadshot. That's how they're getting around it. As such.
It actually takes place after Arkham Knight, so I wonder how they're going to explain him still being alive. Well, interesting. I'm looking more forward to it. Well, you don't know if he did or didn't, do you?
What you're on about?
The same character. Was
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight?
You mean Gotham Knight?
No, Arkham Knight with.
Are you sure you're on about
Batman.
Origins, aren't you?
No. The Suicide Squad takes place after Arkham Knight, the same universe. But it's
Luke ain't wrong.
But obviously, spoilers for Arkham Knight. Batman supposedly dies. You don't know if he fully does or doesn't, but it'd be interesting to how they explain him into
mate.
Suicide
Fucking
Squad.
hell.
Fuck.
What are you doing?
You've had enough years to play. If you haven't played it
Jesus.
by now,
Actually, if
I've
you
played it in the last 5 years.
if you collect all the Riddler trophies, it reveals that he's still alive. So
Yeah.
I never got that far because that was just stupid.
BMG, your game of the year. I know I've had to remind you of everyone so far. Do you think you're going to remember what this one is?
No, I've got this
Take
one.
stick out your mouth first before we start.
God of War Ragnarok.
Sorry, bit of a big one there. God of War Ragnarok is my
Fucking
game
shock.
of the year. Well, it's got everything from story, action. It's just an amazing game, amazing story, brilliant writing, a brilliant world, and it'll be interesting to see where it goes next. That's it. I'll move on. Go to the next one.
And
I like the
we are doing a God of War Ragnarok giveaway once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So we're 25 off, I think, 23 off. Share this shit out, get us some subscribers, and we'll be doing the giveaway, and you can win a chance to win BMG's Game of the Year.
Yeah. And also, we are going to be doing a God of War Ragnarok spoiler cast. It'll probably air in January. It'll be myself, Luke Steele, Puxley, and possibly another. But yeah, keep an eye out on the socials for that.
You've been fucking relegated already, Sentinel.
Ash, when the green screen is,
play PlayStation games.
Next to your face.
Sentinel doesn't play PlayStation games. He's got a PlayStation 5, and all he does is whip it.
wow.
It's because he's too busy playing his greatness on Xbox. That's why he's not a little bitch like you.
Xbox has no games.
It's because he's too busy playing his number one game of the year, which was a Game Pass release.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Don't say Pentiment. Please don't say Pentiment.
No, I haven't even touched it yet. I have not played Pentiment, so don't be angry at me.
It's very good.
I haven't
very
played
good game.
Pentiment yet either.
What is it?
Although I did see that lovely dynamic
Obsidian's game.
background
The
of
guys
how
who make
released
grounded redders.
of the very scenic waterfall that you
Pentiment.
can't see because of the tiles.
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
Yep.
Xbox. Sort your shit out.
What? What's happening?
So what was Sentinel's Game of the Year? Pentiment.
Wait,
He hasn't
no,
said it yet.
He hadn't said it yet. I just went on a rage about the shitty dynamic background. Like, what's the point? There's no point to the Xbox. God damn it. Do you know what they should do? Just quickly, before we do it, like,
Oh, fuck me.
It just looks like. Do you remember?
But when you're not touching your Xbox, they're up there for like a minute and then they fade off. And then when you want to move them, they pop back up again. That's all you need to do.
Do you remember that Keith Lemon thing? And they had that little bear. That's what Ash looks like right now. You can just see little arms pop up here and there.
Oh, selector. And the little bear that masturbates.
That's the one.
When you lean, I don't know if this has already been said, but when you lean a certain way, it looks like you got a giant cock in your face.
It does. Yeah. That's why Muppet said, lean right and poke your tongue out.
Trust Muppet. Fucking hell.
Sentinel, your game of the year, mate.
Sniper Elite 5.
Wow.
It was under
Really?
the radar. Yeah, it was under the radar for a lot of people. I've always been a fan of Sniper Elite. They've got better with every single iteration. Something they have in Sniper Elite this time, I think they had it in the last one, but it's not really as developed, is where you have to secure a it's kind of like capture the flag, but not really. You secure a point, you hold it for a while, and you move to the second point. And all of these different maps that they use throughout the campaign, you basically have to secure different areas. Once you've secured it for a certain amount of time against so many waves of enemies, you move on to the next one. And of course the campaign is pretty good. I don't think the campaign is as good as it was for Sniper Elite 4, but it's still pretty good. And you can't just do a fucking John Rambo and run through that shit. You actually have to, you got to really think. You know, you can't pull a Call of Duty and just run through that shit. You really have to think before you.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yes, you can't fucking do that shit. So you'll get killed quick. And they have something, I know I've pissed off a lot of people with this, where you can invade other people's games and kill them, and I don't know how many people that are trying to make it through the campaign that I've killed them, so sorry if I killed you, but I've been killing a lot of guys on that shit.
Wow, that sounds so nice.
Yeah, and they're probably mad as hell, almost to the end, and I go in and because it lets someone invade your game, and so I pretty much hunt them down and I kill them right before they get to the where they're supposed to go.
Does anybody want to guess what Fabio's game of the year is?
Oh,
Halo.
Marvel Snap.
This year.
Should be Marvel Snap.
It is
It is. Wow.
Lego Star Wars.
Oh well, that's a good game.
Oh
That's a
wow,
good
really?
game.
That's fair.
That's
Can't
good.
even mad at that.
I like to be made out of Lego and run around with a lightsaber. And I like to talk to Chewie.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my god.
I'm improvising on the spot, okay?
Oh,
Wow.
fucking
I like
hell.
to talk to
Queen
Chewie.
Who's clicking a pen into the mic? Fucking hell.
It's not
That's
me.
really deafening.
Right, so between the 6 of us, we cast 60 votes for our games. We chose 39 different games, so quite a spread. Something interesting, we all chose a game of the year that was different from each other, and also none of our game of the years featured in anyone else's top 10s.
Oh no.
That's alright.
So like so Evil
not a
West
surprise.
was in nobody's. Midnight
So,
Suns.
like we predicted, your fucking system doesn't work.
No, but we all chose a different game of the year anyway, and then none of our game of the years appeared in anyone else's anyway. So it's just insane. Now, like we're all like, "This is the best game this year," and everyone else is like, "Not even in my top 10, mate." So
Yeah.
So whatever game has won Game of the Year, none of us would have picked as Game of the Year.
and that's why this works, because this is the
It
game
does
that
work.
most of us. No, it does, because this is the game that most of us as a collective actually enjoyed and voted for, rather than one game. Right. So
Science.
science
Right,
probably.
come on then.
So number
Science
10.
then.
There's Just Cause. 9 is Pac-Man. 8 is 2 Point Campus. 7 is A
Are
Plague
you
Tale
telling me
Requiem. And 6
Pac-Man
is Evil Dead.
Repack came 9?
Pac-Man came
didn't
9.
it? You and Fabio voted for it quite high.
Can't beat the
The 9th
classics.
best game of the year, Pac-Man. Right. 5-2.
Fucking hell.
Number 5, COD Modern Warfare 2, Metal Hellsinger, Vampire Survivors, and Ghostbusters. I think that is a pretty good 5-2.
Ghostbusters number 2, and Vampire Survivors number 3. Yeah.
What the fuck is
Which
number
means-
1 then?
The XBL Game of the
TMNT.
Year 2022 is TMNT Shredder's Revenge.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Every
That's
single
decent.
one of us, apart from Fabio, because he's left out, put this in our top 10 games of the year. It's the only game where we'd all voted for it.
Nice.
That's
I'm not
well
even mad at
deserved.
Apart
that.
from Fabio.
Yeah. Well deserved. Yeah.
Disappointed in
Congratulations,
Fabio for not
BMT.
voting for that, since it was a good game.
Great game.
There just wasn't enough milk in the world.
Right. Wow.
So I think the system works, see? None of us would have picked it, but we're all happy with it because we all put it in our top 10.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah.
Just
There you
because
go.
I'll accept
Just
that.
Ash
I'll
wanted
accept that.
genres. I've got genre winners ready. So, Game of the Year, TMNT. Indie of the Year, TMNT. FPS of the Year, Metal Hellsinger. FPS of the Year, Racer of the Year, Need for Speed Unbound. Sports Game of the Year, because Fabio voted all of them, MLB 22. That was his highest rated score. Best Mobile Game, Marvel Snap.
I
In
mean,
fairness, somebody did
Told
better
ya.
than winning Game of the Year. It did win one of them.
There
the
you
fucking
go.
broken clock's right twice a day.
Yeah. Right.
Best Fighting Game, WWE 2K22. PlayStation Game of the Year, God of War. Xbox Game of the Year, As Dusk Falls. Strategy/Sim Game of the Year, 2 Point Campus. And Action Adventure Game of the Year, A Plague Tale Requiem.
I'm not mad at any of those. No, that's
That's
a
fair.
good choice.
The
Yeah.
absolute
That's good.
bonkers system worked, guys. It's a winner. This is how the Game Awards should do it. Get everyone to give them a top 10, give them points.
And then we need to get Kojima and masturbate at him. Is that what we're saying?
Wow.
We're doing it how they do it.
So there you have it. That is the Game Awards, the XBL Game Awards.
Science.
Yeah.
I don't think it is
I'm actually really surprised that worked because I honestly thought it was going to be a massive clusterfuck. And we weren't going to have any.
Don't act like it wasn't a massive clusterfuck. It was a massive clusterfuck.
Some rogue entries there. I quite like that.
Yeah.
I like that we managed to get Pac-Man up to 9th. So
That's bonkers. Absolutely.
Top 10 games of the year, Pac-Man.
that's it.
You can't beat the classics.
I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'll take it.
Out of all them games, what was the very bottom? The very bottom.
There was a few that had 1 point.
Come on then.
So there was 2 games that had 1 point. Saints Row.
Bottom 2.
Saints Row and Crossfire X.
Saints Row deserves 1 point, to be fair.
But is it better than Crossfire X? That's the question.
Yeah, it's better than Crossfire. A fucking turd is better than Crossfire X. Crossfire X is fucking dire.
I think Crossfire X should have won Xbox Game of the Year. So,
no, absolutely not.
Peppa Pig Complete Edition. We've been cheated. Cheated, I say, out of a fucking big win.
So there you have it. That is our Game Awards. So let's get on to our highlights of 2023. Our highlights of 2022. What is your favourite moments from this year in gaming?
The end.
Cool. BMG, what's yours? The release of Marvel Snap.
Favourite highlights. Marvel Snap is like I say, not only did it win XBL Mobile Game of the Year, also won the Game Awards Game of the Year, and it is a brilliant game. But I don't know, there's just so many games that I played over the year, and it's just been everything I played. It's just been a different experience. It's been fun. I've made new friends, connected with other communities as well. And there's just so many amazing things out there at the moment. And it's about bringing people together, especially we've gone through this pandemic, and I think more and more people have got into gaming, and we're meeting new people every day, and it's just been good. I got to play Halo a couple of weeks ago with a friendly Pest and Sentinel, and that's the first time we've actually gamed together. Be able to sat and play a game together, and it was just fun. We started doing the story, and then it was just fun, and that's what it's about. Again, connecting with you guys. This is the year that obviously I joined XBL, and also the first year that I gamed with you, and it's just been amazing. So, to be honest, everything I've played has all got different meanings. This has probably been the worst year of my life with some personal stuff that's gone on and lost, but I've enjoyed every minute that I've been able to escape and connect with others. But yeah, everything I've played. I can't just pick one individual game, if I'm honest.
Awesome, man. I'll tell you what, my highlight of this year, and this is going to sound really daft, but my highlight of this year was getting banned from Smite. No, for real. Because I realised that I was playing it not because I wanted to play it, but because it became formality. And it was one of those games that made me really angry when I did play it. And since I've stopped playing it, or since I've been banned from it, I've actually been enjoying games again. I've been playing games I wouldn't necessarily play. I've just been enjoying games again. And I think if I hadn't been banned from Smite, I'd still be playing that, still be getting angry at that. And
you're just getting angry at other games. To be fair,
getting angry at COD again.
You have desecrated your gamer tag, so I mean,
it's true.
Swings and roundabouts.
You know what? It was hanging around you too long. That was the problem. I started chatting to you and hanging around you, and I was like, you know what? I could be a dirty achievement whore, and I'd fit in.
now you just ruined yourself. I'm just disappointed in you. It hurts me a little bit inside, mate.
I'm okay with it. Jenna, what about you?
For me, it's been doing 4 of these shows. Been a bit busy this year and dropping out last minute. But no, it's meeting people like Sentinel and BmG and like new members who've come in, and some who've left us with a whimper, like Slayer. I hope he's alive. I miss you.
He's dead. He's dead. Alucard had him.
No, he changed jobs. He's gone through some shit, personal stuff. But he literally didn't have time to game at the moment. He's gone to be like some sort of IT tech guy at a school, and he's busy. And
I thought you want to allow But no, it's,
yeah, the
I
people
think-
we've lost.
yeah, XBL's had a good year, haven't it? It's really grown. We've met
Yeah.
new people like Redders, BM. Oh, yeah, you kind of joined this year
I was here
permanently.
last
didn't
year.
You, you were
No, I
last
was
year
here
you
last
joined,
year.
was it?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. Okay, well, this year we upgraded
like
further.
September last year. Yeah.
Yeah, BmG and Sentinel kind of permanently joining in and getting them on board. And I think we've got a good group of people now we can have a laugh with and just joke around and be ourselves and play games. And we got good chat. Like Fimber turning up every week, Muppet and stuff, like our regulars, and Masuko and it's just awesome to have people who want to turn up every week and just chat shit with us and watch us.
Absolutely.
Do this, like when we do Gaming Room 101, that show is a fucking shambles. But people turn up and chat. They have fun watching it. And it's just, yeah. And I know Sentinel got to experience it for the first time. And bless him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew what he was walking into, but
Yeah.
shambles. I love it.
I'll tell you what, I was actually going to do a tweet about this, and I might as well do it since you guys are here. But it's been fucking awesome to get BMG and Sentinel on board, because not only are they just good dudes and they're good to have a laugh with, they're just fun to be around. You know what I mean? They get the banter, they get the humor, and we can have a good laugh with them. And honestly, you guys have been such a credit to the team. Like it's awesome to have you here, and I'm looking forward to next year with you guys on board.
Yeah, it's
Thanks.
fun. It's like I say, it's great. Obviously, great to be part of this, because I know we like dunk on each other and stuff, but it's all banter. It's all fun. Nothing's taken serious, and that's what it's about. There's so many things out in the gaming world where it's fanboys, people take things to death threats and dick pics and everything else, but it's nice where
That's
we can.
how you got on, though, didn't you? You said Red as a picture of your dick.
It's
Oh no,
true.
that was my little toe. I've had normal big toe.
I thought it was his head, but it was actually in fact his dick.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not shy. I'll whip out the little man. I don't mind. But no, it's just great that we can just take the piss out of each other, have a laugh, and we know it's just a laugh. I know some people look on and think, fucking hell, what's up with these guys, you know? But it's all good fun. It's all a laugh, and we can just, wherever it is, we can have a laugh, a joke, enjoy, chat gaming, chat about the news, and it's just fun. It's all good fun, and I'm very thankful that you allowed me to join. It was a great, great honor, and I appreciate every minute of it.
It's a pleasure to have you here, for real. And
I love
you're
it.
one of those. You're one of those where I was like, you know, we've got a guest spot open. You want to jump in? And you always said, yeah, I'll jump in. Like you were always the first there, and you're always like, yeah, I want to do it, and that was great. And we just have such a laugh, you know. We talk.
Yeah, it's just so fun. It's just so good just to sit down and just chat gaming and have and like I say, we have a good time. We have a laugh, and every show's exciting. We never know which way it's going to go, how off topic it goes, and where the conversation derails to. It's all good. It's all good. And you also gave me the opportunity to start a new show, a part of XBL, the PSN Party Podcast, which we really enjoy doing as well.
You have to get yourself another panelist now, though, aren't you? Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm on my own so far. Yeah.
So Sappho has a good idea. She says, since it's the end of the year, you guys got to make predictions for 2023. My prediction is the Activision deal will go through. People will cry about it. I really hope Xbox bring it next year. It's not a big deal for me that they weren't at the Game Awards, but I do want them to have like a show, like a Nintendo Direct or a PlayStation, you know, whatever they do, State of Delay. I want them to have their own Xbox show where they're showing off like interval, like even if it's like, you know, this is a little screenshot of what you can expect. I want them to have that constant updating of like information and stuff. Because at the moment it's like, oh, E3's here, yay, go Xbox, and then you hear nothing from them for the rest of the year. I'd like them to improve on that.
Unless they're releasing a fridge.
Right.
Or a controller.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's same thing. You know, it's like this year Xbox's marketing has kind of been all over the place, and it's kind of like it's not one coherent vision, and they're not being clear with the gamers like when they can expect some of these games. You know, so it's like in 2023, hopefully, I'm hoping that they're more clear, they're more consistent. They're like, hey, here's a release window, like summer for Redfall, the fall for Starfield, because right now we don't know. You know, and I think that's pissing a lot of people off because you know these games are coming, but you have no idea when they're coming. They're just coming sometime next year. Well, that's 12 months. You know, but it would be a lot better if they said, hey, you know, in the spring we got Forza Motorsport, in the summer we got Redfall, and then in the fall we have Starfield, and sometime in the summer we're going to have Avowed, you know?
They did say they would all be before the next E3.
Fingers crossed,
Because when
right?
they did the E3 show, they said everything we're showing today will release before the next E3. We're only showing stuff that releases before then.
Yeah, but how many
that's
times have we
that's the
seen...
plan.
Well, how many times have we seen them say, hey, it'll make this window, and then it doesn't, you know?
Yeah,
Quite a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think they're going to miss that window. I don't think Starfield is going to make it by E3. I don't think Redfall is going to make it by E3, to be honest.
I think Redfall will. I don't think Starfield will. I think they'll delay it.
I mean, it's like the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall with Starfield. You know, I feel like it's going to get pushed to the fall.
It depends if they have any
hold
other
the
surprises, I guess.
rather than
Well,
yeah,
you
rather
know,
than
they need...
spaff it all out in one go, like they did with Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, and Flight
Yeah.
Sim, and there was another game as well, all out within like a month or two. And then all the 2022 games got delayed. They should have been smarter, like PlayStation, where Gran Turismo 5, Horizon Forbidden West, and God of War were all supposed to release 2021. Everyone's talking about how good a year it had, just because it delayed all those games. Otherwise, ironically, if it put its game out in times, both of them wouldn't have had any games out this year, apart from Nintendo. They take a week to make it. But it's like they could have just pushed one or two of those games back just to pad it out a bit. And I think they need to do the same this year. If they're confident they can get 3 or 4 quality games out next year, go for it. Don't rush the others. Just go, right, we'll get these 4 or 5. They'll go out this year. Next year, let's space these out and give these devs a bit more time and aim for 3 or 4. They've got enough studios now. They should be aiming for 3 or 4 games.
They were saying that they want to get a AAA out one every quarter, didn't they? That was the goal.
And they don't. It doesn't even have to be their exclusives. You look at them putting Atomic Heart out. You know, they could basically put one of their games out and then a third-party game, and then one of their exclusives out, and then a third-party game to really balance it. You know.
I did see that Game Pass's end-of-year Metacritic was 80. So the average rating for a game they put into Game Pass this year was 80. So that's pretty good. So like Game Pass has put a lot of good games in the service this year. There's a lot of shit dragging that average down as well, mind. But I think predictions-wise, is what we're meant to be doing. I think next year, Forza is going to come out, and
Redfall.
Starfield, don't know when. I'm either going to love or hate Starfield.
I've got no enthusiasm for it. From what we saw at E3, it looked a fucking mess. The frame rate was all over the place. It looks bland and boring. The combat looked awful. I love Bethesda games. You know, Fallout, hands down, one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah,
they're the kind of games that always release in a really buggy and broken state, but somehow always manage to get Game of the Year. Yeah. And I don't know, man. Something about Starfield just doesn't look right. It doesn't. It just didn't.
Yeah, I'm right there with you because I love Fallout, but I'm just not feeling Starfield.
Yeah,
you know?
It just reminds me too much of No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
It's No Man's Skyrim.
No Man's Skyrim.
That's good. You need to trademark that.
I think like 100 people already have.
Right.
I agree with Sentinel as well. The marketing team for Xbox just needs to sort itself out because they're all over Twitter and their Twitter team is fantastic. But when do you ever see an Xbox advert either on TV or any other social media other than Twitter? This is non-existent.
You never see it. Although I was on YouTube yesterday and I got a Diablo 4 review trailer with the Xbox branding, which is the first I think I've ever seen in about 3 years for any Xbox content. They just don't do it yet. You go online, PlayStation everywhere. It's on bus stations. It's everywhere. It's on adverts. There's nothing for Xbox. They need to really sort of dip into those fucking billions and get some advertising, you tight bastards.
I would like to see them get to a point where they are doing one game a quarter. I think that'd be a comfortable space for them because
I want them doing one game a month. What are you on about?
Next year you got Motorsport, Redfall, Starfield, and whatever else.
Age of Empires, they've confirmed, don't they? 2 and 4 are coming next year to console.
2 and 4.
And if the Activision deal goes through, maybe we'll get Diablo on Game Pass.
You know what? I feel like
I want them to keep doing as well is keep the variety in the games they release. Like you think we had As Dusk Falls, Pentiment, and Grounded this year from their first party. Well, I know Dusk Falls is published by Microsoft, but technically not first party. But like,
second party, isn't
they're
it?
just so
Second
different. Party. Yeah, they're just so different, and that's what I like about Xbox. Like I said, the year before you had Halo Infinite, Flight Simulator, and Forza Horizon, just completely different games. And I like that they just release different stuff, and it makes me try different stuff. Yeah. And I'm really enjoying some of the games I would never have jumped into before, because Game Pass as well just puts out so much random shit. You give it a try, and it's like, actually, this is incredible.
Yeah, I think they're missing a killer fucking marketing plan. Like you got celebrities that are gamers like The Rock and now Henry Cavill, and of course he doesn't have a job. Thank you, fucking DC.
I feel so bad for Henry.
He'll be back in Witcher. He'll come back to Witcher.
But it's like Xbox and Microsoft need to contract them to make a one of those live action trailers for Starfield or Redfall or Forza Motorsport or something. One of their games, they need to have these guys that are actual gamers and pay them $10 million just for a fucking commercial, because you'd be surprised how many people are going to watch that and go, holy shit, did you see The Rock in that Xbox commercial?
Yeah.
They did it with Tom Cruise.
Because he would be game for that, because he's a gamer. He would be cool with that. Just toss him a couple million and say, here you go.
I do think you're going to see Avowed and Hellblade next year. I think Hellblade's going to be the big game of 2023.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope at
Well,
E3 we get.
Well, I think that'll creep out next year.
I hope at E3 we get updates on Fable and Perfect Dark. I feel like it's been too long now. Like, we need something. Even if it's
cancel Perfect Dark.
No, why though? Why do you hope they cancel it?
Because it's just been a shit show from the start. No,
I don't think it has. I think it's.
They got Crystal Dynamics. They got Crystal Dynamics involved. They made the Tomb Raider games. It's good. Relax. Just because it's not coming to PlayStation doesn't mean you gotta start worrying about that shit.
Let's just say, right, next year, 2023, Xbox are going to release one game a quarter. What are your 4 games that they're going to release? If just say they are going to do it, what are you going to say?
Forza Motorsport, Redfall, Starfield, and there's got to be something else.
Avowed.
Avowed.
I think it's going to be Avowed.
There you go.
I think
they've already announced Age of Empires 2 and 4, but they've got to be something additional to them as well.
And then in 2024, I'm hoping we get Fable, Perfect Dark, and whatever they show off at E3 this year.
It could be Contraband. I know they're working hard on that.
Yeah, it could be.
Because that's like 4-player co-op. It's online heist, stuff like that. It sounds interesting.
I'll tell you what I really want. I want Contraband to do well. I want Microsoft to buy Avalanche, and I want them to make a fucking Mad Max 2.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. Outstanding.
Mad Max deserves a fucking sequel. That was an amazing game.
Hell yes, it does. Yep.
They might struggle with it, though, because aren't the licensing rights up for Mad Max at the moment? They might actually struggle getting the license for that.
But Mad Max, if you haven't played Mad Max on the Xbox One, play it. It honestly is one of the best open world games you will play. That game deserved to do so much better than what it did. And it's 60 FPS now as well with FPS boost and auto HDR. Fucking incredible game, and you can get it for like £2.
Yeah, and I'm regularly, I agree with you completely. I'm regularly saying on Twitter that's probably the most underrated game of last generation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, it shits on any Just Cause game that came out.
Yes,
and it's from the same studio, and I don't get how that works. But Mad Max was incredible.
Yeah.
But your Hellblade, they finished mocap earlier this year, didn't they? So there's a good chance between then and let's just say.
But they got to start advertising. They got to start advertising the hell out of that to get people talking about it. They need to.
But you've got another 2, possibly 3 shows before it comes out, because as Aaron Greenberg says, you're not going to have to wait.
But in addition to the shows. They need to have Hellblade 2 on the side of like buildings and shit. They need to completely redo a fucking Wendy's or some shit as Hellblade. There you go. Like how they did with Modern Warfare and the Burger King. There you go. That's what they need to do.
I want to see Game Pass slapped on fucking everything. I want to see it on fucking everything. Fucking magazines, newspapers. I want to see it on fucking billboards. Like, Xbox doesn't seem to have any media presence.
Yeah.
At all. Like, you get the odd like the odd posts on Twitter, but they've got no fucking media presence.
Yeah,
they're great on Twitter. They just need to learn how to advertise outside of Twitter. But they used to be so good at it. Like Xbox used to kick ass at advertising. They were on TV all the time. You couldn't escape Xbox adverts back in the OG Xbox and then the 360 generation. Then they gave up last gen early doors, like after the Xbox on and all that stuff. And they had as soon as it looked like it was going south after the first year, they gave up advertising it. And then they've just not picked up again this generation. They're on a roll. They're selling well. They need to start getting momentum again. Like,
fun fact, I go to the cinema quite a lot. Like I like movies and shit, and I often sit through the adverts before the movie. There's always PlayStation shit being shown off. There's never an Xbox game.
Yeah.
This is madness.
Good night, Muppet. Cheers for hanging out, buddy. Have a good Christmas.
And that's a good point. They need to capitalize on the people that go to the cinema, And like I said, those big commercials with movie stars that they're going to recognize, they need to start putting those on TV. They need them in cinema. They need them all over the place. That's how you advertise. And it's kind of like their advertising department outside of Twitter, doesn't really know what the fuck they're doing. And that's my biggest complaint about them.
Yeah.
I mean, you get COD thrown in your face from PlayStation every which way but loose.
Yeah.
Xbox need to do that with their games. Forza Motorsport, fucking throwing that up for that. People will jump for that.
Yeah.
In Exile.
They need to start baiting people.
Fantastic. In Exile on Twitter have done some of the best advertising for other games compared to what Xbox does. So for High on Life, it advertised it better than the official Xbox channels. The Scorn one would have made the controller out of the raw mincemeat and stuff. And that, it's advertising so much better than the main Xbox pages. And the main Xbox page on Twitter is good, but in Exile's taking it up a level. And then Obsidian have started getting involved as well. And they just, they need to find a way to get outside of Twitter. Like, a tiny percentage of people who play games are on Twitter. We seem to think it's that, that's where the gamers are, these are what gamers think. It's the minority. It's a tiny percentage. The vast majority of gamers play a few games a year, including FIFA and COD normally. They buy what their mates tell them or what they see in the metro and shit like that, or they see on an advert somewhere and they're like, oh, that looks all right, I might check that out. They just need to fucking... Most people don't know Game Pass exists. I speak to some people and they don't get it. And it's like... And then when you tell them what it is, they're like, oh, that sounds like a really good idea. It's like, it's been there for fucking 5-6 years now. Like, and there's people who play games...
The problem is, though, that's why they stick it all over the dash on Xbox, because people are thick. But then people moan it's all over the dash.
Yeah.
But, you either push it down people's throat because they will not realise it's there
Just
otherwise.
Get an advert out there.
Spam
it's
YouTube
all there
out
what
there.
they had, and the one from
You know
the guy
what?
from
They need
Brooklyn
to be edgy with that shit. Like you have Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, Aaron Greenberg, and Major Nelson, and they run up and jump 3 or 4 guys in PlayStation shirts, and they beat the hell out of them. And they're like, "You need to get on the right team, son." And they throw Xbox shirts on top of it with their other gun. Oh god, that's what they need to do.
Days.
They turn up to BMG's house, kick in his front door, and smash his PlayStation 5 in front of him.
It shows them going to Jim Ryan's house, and they go to Jim Ryan's house and they smash up his Ferrari and set it on fire.
Is it Crash Bandicoot?
That's what they need to do. Aggressive marketing. That's what they need to do.
Turn up all fucking hugging shit face, and they just start fucking loot rolling fucking Jim Ryan's house.
Right.
It was Crash Bandicoot.
Front eggs at the fucking windows.
Bigger headquarters shouting, "Bring out the hedgehog" with loudspeakers.
What?
Put that out as their advert. It's like, "Come on, I'm here. Send out the hedgehog," and it's just someone in a Crash Bandicoot mannequin suit outside the Sega headquarters.
Yes, bring that shit back. Bring it back.
Get back to that, funny shit. The humor's gone. Xbox tries playing nice all generation, haven't they? And then.
And it's like, you guys, it's like you gotta stop playing nice because Jim Ryan's at your house. He's fucking your wife. Stop playing nice.
You give him an inch, he'll give her an inch.
Yeah, twice.
Give him an inch. You need to.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'll tell you what. We've been going for an hour, 2.5 hours now. I think that's a good.
Yeah,
time.
wrap it up, is that?
Call it.
Just like Jim Ryan.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He goes in raw.
We're gonna wrap
I
it up.
imagine he's shooting dust at his age.
Oh,
Powder when it
what
comes
an
out.
image.
That's BmG. He's the one that sucks on it.
Ugh.
Like a fucking
more-
dandelion.
It's
Right in
no,
the
it's
eyes.
more of like a paste.
Yuck.
He's got a deal. He's got a deal with the Olympics. That's what all the gymnasts put on their hands before they lift the weights and they're on the beams.
He's that old as like tile grout.
They just milk him just
no.
before.
So yeah, that has been episode 40 of the XBL Party Podcast. I'll tell you what, we've had an amazing year. We said at the beginning of this year we want to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. At the end of last year, we said we want to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. We're 26 or 24 off. We've had an absolute
23.
blinder.
23
23
off
off.
at the moment. Yeah.
We've had an absolute
come on.
blinder.
Share the love.
We got till
Get it
New
out there.
Year's Eve to get those extra 24 subs. Share this shit out with everyone. You know, your mum, your dad, your nan. They'll love it.
And if you don't be Scrooge, we want it by Christmas Day, or Tiny Tim is going to die.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
you don't want Tiny Tim to die, tell people to subscribe.
if you
to the
love
channel.
Tiny Tim,
Yeah, look at his cool little,
Let him die.
cool little face with his little crutch. He's going to die because of you if we don't get to 1,000 subs. It's on your head. That's all I'm saying. No guilt tripping, but it's on your head that Tiny Tim will die a slow, painful death.
I expect we'll be back on January 5th. That's like the next Wednesday in the new year. So
Maybe, see if we can be asked.
yeah, we'll see if we can be asked. And BmG will probably be back on the 4th. So yeah, cheers for tuning in, everyone. Tonight has been absolutely fucking awesome. Chat's been on fire. We really appreciate you guys turning up. You are what we do it for. It's so yeah. Happy New Year. Have a good Christmas and all that fun
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
Try not to
Yeah,
get too
yeah.
drunk.
Right.
Try not
Merry
to get too
Christmas,
drunk.
everyone.
And if you
Fine,
do,
it's
stay
Xbox
safe.
games, not
Don't do anything
PlayStation.
stupid like drink and drive and shit.
Marvel Snap Mobile Game of the Year. Whoop, whoop.
Good night, everyone.
Later.
Don't let Santa molest you.